there are 4 major industries or 3 major industries that work together constantly, and that's the finance, insurance, and real estate industries. One of the biggest ways that things happen is you have to conspire with others, and I think the reason why we see such a crisis of affordability in the city is because this country has not ever decided to put an end to the way that these groups can conspire with one another. We're talking about monopolies.
So the groups are finance, insurance, and what's the other one?
Real estate.
Real estate. So they work closely together.
Yeah. We know them as the fire industry in New York City.
Mm-hmm. And that's what they seem to do is like set shit on fire, but to them is, like we're doing like big shit. We're making moves.
But also literally setting shit on fire. Like we can look at Alphabet City. Landlords there used to light their own buildings on fire to collect insurance money.
In the Bronx.
And in the Bronx. Because these landlords just didn't want to take care of it anymore.
They cut to the Bronx burning during the World Series in 1977. The Yankees were in the World Series. And on the broadcast, they were showing this is what's happening literally a few blocks down from Yankee Stadium.
That is a live picture, and obviously a major fire in a large building in the South Bronx region of New York City. That's a live picture, and obviously the fire department in the Bronx have their problem. My goodness, that's a huge place.
That's the very area where President Carter trod just a few days ago.
If that's not like the realest, the essence, that's like a thing where it's like New York history or like true events, real true shit colliding with reality. So like the Yankees, really good baseball team. I mean the Yankees, right?
Yeah.
With the burning buildings in the background, literally a few blocks away. It's like, that is the realest shit ever. And 1977, interestingly enough, is like a benchmark year in New York City history.
That's when the blackout happened.
We went bankrupt when the blackout happened.
Isn't that when they privatized CUNY? Was that the year?
I don't know. See, this is where you come in. 'Cause
I'd have to Google that. I wish we had Jamie.
Like BMCC, I'm like, my boy went there. That's like all I know about some of this shit.
No, but in the 70s, New York City had a crisis, and we privatized CUNY because we needed to figure out a way to like fill the gaps in this budget.
We needed some bread? Is that what it was?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
we like make them pay for it.
Exactly. Make all the working class and working poor kids in New York City.
Fuck them. They want to go to school, pay for that shit. You should. That's how people do that.
Oh, is that how you think?
You like what? What if I did?
What if you did? I would say I think education is.
Why is it always what people? All right, look. Why do people always want to know what others have an opinion on? Like,
because it's how we relate to one another.
But why others though? Like, why do other people care about other people's like as individuals? Like concepts, like we could argue concepts, but it's like, why do you care what I think?
I care what you think because we're in relationship with one another. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
like
so
I
what?
need to know what I need to know.
You?
Yeah.
And even if you do, like, does it need to be like thoroughly understood, or just kind of like, oh, he's just like that, or he kind of believes that?
So, in my opinion, in organizing, the way that I've been trained is to be in deep relationship with people. So I need to know what people think about the world. If you think labor unions are fucking awful and you think that they just make it so that lazy workers can make sure that they get their benefits and get their pay on time, I need to know that. So I know how to agitate. I know how to educate. I know how to, as we say, like radicalize our friends. And
so it's without judgment, or it's with intention to like educate or steer opinion, or just to understand and listen?
So it depends. If you're someone who's like, my opinions aren't hard and fast, this is just what I think, we usually try to figure out the root to that. Like, where does that come from? Where does that thought come from?
And also another thing, I understand that, but like another thing is like, what if it's like, it's really not that deep? For me, it is very deep. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying hypothetically, if it weren't, which for many people, I think that's the case. They just kind of like say and vaguely believe things, or are testing out those beliefs, but it's like, it's not like principled. They don't have it like tattooed.
It's not in stone
on them. Like, this is dead ass what I believe, like 1,000%.
This is dead ass what I believe. Yeah. Well, I think it's okay to ask. Like, is that a belief that you like hold really close to, or are you just testing this out? Because I mean, I taught middle schoolers, and they did that a lot. We had middle schoolers who would say things like, "I think feminism is stupid," and I would be like, "Are you testing this out to see my reaction as like your female teacher, or are you?"
Yeah, but you can't break the fourth wall with middle schoolers because they're not.
Oh, I did all the time. Maybe I was a bad teacher. No, they loved that I asked their opinions. And I think, like, you know, we're not that much different from 13-year-olds. Like, we're just...
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the fourth wall in terms of, like, the self-awareness wall. Like, they're not there yet.
Say more about that.
I mean, you could even argue up until 25, like, people are not really self-aware in the way that, you know, like, developed human consciousness is. I mean, 13 years old. Some people see themselves as, like, infants at 13. They'll be like, at 13, like, I don't know what I was doing. I was, like, literally a baby.
I mean...
Whereas, like, other people are, like, you know, they're very intelligent, present, conscious people.
I think it's about the environment that they're into. Like, you know, are we giving them the space to, like, run with ideas and think more honestly about the world that they live in? Like, when I gave students, like, the opportunity to run with certain ideas and aspects of their day, it was just so beautiful and encouraging for me to see how thoroughly they engage with concepts in the way that I did when I was 13, and in the way that I'm sure you did when you were 13, because you do have a lot of ideas and you do feel certain types of ways about the world that you live in.
It is deep for me, like I was saying.
Yeah.
And so, remind me about this mic. I'm always, like, out here, like, talking
You're, like,
really, like,
leaning
as
back.
if we're not shooting something.
You're like, to the audience, everyone here.
So for me, it is that deep. And in that question that you asked me,
can you remind me the question?
So CUNY privatized.
Oh yeah, I asked you if you believe that people should have to pay for
If I believe
education.
that, the burden should be on the
Students,
consumer.
yeah. Ooh, I don't like that.
The hell, these are colleges in 2025. What do you mean? Students?
No, I understand what you're
They're doing school as, like, a vague hobby.
Hey,
Consuming.
I understand that we want to use the term consumers, but I do push back a lot when people try to treat education like something that they consume, because I think
that's how people do that shit.
They do, and it's honestly, like, it's not my favorite thing, because I've always wanted to
higher education is like PhD me. It's like, all right, bro.
Excuse me, PH what?
PhD me, like, put that shit in my veins.
They're like they just want it.
Yes.
Well, I mean, yeah, because we've made education something.
Like, who the fuck cares about
we've also made education something that you have to do. Like, you have to do
it. Who said, like, that's why people be like, oh, well, society, or like, I'm like, yo, stop listening to the social media shit if that's where that's coming from.
Yeah.
And then further than that, like, you know, your anxieties are probably screaming, like, different signals, but it's like, bro, what are you really trying to do? What do you want? Like, just do that.
But also,
it's
like,
simple.
There's a lot of pressure, because in order to be able to get paid more, like, some jobs, like, require a bachelor's degree now.
But if the degree is devalued, if the goalpost has been moved away from degrees, yet they're becoming more vital, doesn't that intrinsically mean that the consumer is doomed to fail if they try to participate? You will literally get your head buzzed off, because nobody can be successful in a system that by design puts the burden on the consumer.
Yeah, that moving of the goalpost, that's exactly all of, like, what capitalism does.
Exactly.
Like,
so it's like, why do we
goalpost.
value that shit? It's not 10 years ago.
No.
I went to college 10 years ago. I started college 10 years ago.
Oh, it hurts my stomach. Go on.
And it was like, that's the thing to do if you're trying to do something, especially like how I was. You go to school, you make connections, have the experiences, like, you go to school. Especially for journalism and writing and all that stuff, media, it was obvious. Today, I wouldn't say don't go to school, but it's like you're leveraging hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt for the rest of your life.
For a chance at getting a job.
For a chance at getting a job that will not sustain you in pretty much any major city, any major urban area. You're not going to be able to get a studio apartment. Well,
these are also institutions that uphold a lot of the things that we fight against as, like, organizers, especially in, like, the housing and tenant movement. I'll never tell people what to do with the college situation, but it is, like, really indicative of, like, how capitalism consistently moves the goalpost for people, especially poor people and working class people.
Poor black people are now valuing education and degrees the way that they were valued over 20 years ago for the mainstream white, like, middle America sort of class, like the big chunk of, like, mainstream America. The way they value degrees is now happening with, I say lower class black people, but it's really like minorities across the board. But I notice it more with black people. That's more my community. The idea of a degree is not only not, like, when I was in college, like, yo, you college boy, like, people would dead ass be like this mystical thing with college. It is nowhere near that, especially on a local level with CUNY and state school. It's you know, it's almost free for most people. So in that way, the degree is totally devalued if they're giving it to you that way. The degree, like the education is great. However you get it is amazing, but the degree is devalued intentionally, and now it's becoming more popularized because of its devaluing. It's literally more accessible.
Yeah, and I mean that's just like part of the scheme here. Like, we're talking about like what is causing New York to be in such a crisis right now. It's like, you know, it is conspiracy. Like, I hate sounding like.
But why? It's not even a conspiracy theory. This is evident.
Yeah, it is evident.
This is evident, and it's historically linked.
But
to the same
I think
institutions
we
that have
value
been doing it for hundreds of years.
Because you said, like, you know, school was something that you did. You did it to get a good job. If I use my own housing story, my parents were born in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, worked their entire lives, did the whole apartment hopping, hustling, taking any job you could. My dad's a labor union guy, so he was working 12-hour days, 13-hour days, hard manual labor, doing everything right. They had 2 beautiful children, me and my sister. We moved to Florida. They bought a house, and yet when push came to shove, my mother, when she got sick with cancer, ultimately that medical debt like ruined our lives. Like, that medical debt was so much, and it showed me at a very young age that you can do everything right, but the goalpost is constantly moving for working class and poor people.
No matter what happens.
No matter what. And I think that goes for anything that we're told we have to do. But I do agree. I think education's a beautiful thing when it's like collaborative and it's like divested from the institutions that tell us exactly what we have to be and how we have to be it in order to like engage with our own communities.
I'm still thinking about your family story and like constantly chasing the opportunity, really, like living paycheck to paycheck. That's what it is. It's like, I'm betting on the system to bail me out next week. And so the fact that like you're moving around doing these jobs, obviously it's survival, and there's not really a creative way to get outside of that back then. But the fact that it will catch up to you one way or the other in either a really major way or in a way that's like a combination of different variables, accumulated stress, oxidative stress. That's a big thing. What's oxidative
stress?
The degeneration of your cells, like at a cellular level, that sort of stress.
Yeah.
It's like the constricting of your mitochondria from pathogens, from like cigarette smoke, secondhand smoke.
It's just the debilitating way that stress affects the body.
Yeah. And there's like food that, like processed food does that.
I'm so sorry about my Red Bull.
I don't know how much of this stuff is so obviously, you know, disproportionately effective, because obviously something like cancer, something like being evicted, something like getting fired, like that's like your whole thing is switched in a day, literally overnight. But when it comes to oxidative stress, mental load, general just atrophying of the quality of life, there are some things that are like disproportionately effective of that, like impactful towards that. So
like the social determinants of health.
Yeah. Social determinants, is that what you said?
Yeah.
That's really good, because that's what it is, like to keep up mentally, physically, like your nervous system, your brain, your heart, like all that stuff has to be like in conspiracy to work together well. And so when it has like the oxidative stress, all these different like modes of impacting, it's like, which one is it? Versus like, you know, the eviction is just like you're gone overnight.
Yeah.
Or like something that's hard and fast. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I think most people now seem to be going out with like the multiple like streams of, not income. What would you, like the opposite of income? Like the strip, it's just basically like stripping them apart in all different directions.
I mean, people will talk about, you said it earlier, it's not that deep. It is that deep. Everything is that deep, because a lot of the decisions that are made top down in the government or in the world or even in our own individual homes are a matter of life and death. They are a matter of culture. We spoke at the Rent Guidelines Board hearing, what was that, a week ago now? And you hear people telling stories about what even a percentage increase in their rent does to them mentally, physically, does to their family units. Like
that dude that was in the shelter, that old white man, I was like, yo, that is like a representative of so many people.
He's there begging you for help.
He was like, we're hanging on by our fingernails. And I'm like, yo, that is exactly what's happening here. I try to articulate that a little bit. I was like, this is the last chance for y'all to do something. And they know that too. They know that there is like a fork in the road and they can continue just taking money, I guess, like building on this power. I guess that's what you would say they're doing. Or they can lean into goodness, you know, take some sacrifice and not even necessarily compromise. This is not even really a compromise. It's just kind of like show mercy, have basic dignity on behalf of other people. But that takes a lot, you know. It's
you also have to have a conscience to like feel that.
That's the hard part.
And a lot of these people don't.
I tried to appeal to that a little bit. I'm like, what's the most I can do with words on, like, you know, from a crowd? Like, they don't differentiate who's speaking and how they're saying it really. But I really try to sometimes like separate myself with the way that I speak. Like, speech is powerful. So I tried that a little bit. But
you tried it.
I don't know how much they hear these things.
They don't.
Read people in terms of like, I can see when they're considering something, but how far does it go if you don't have a conscience? Like,
can I ask what was your like take? I saw you looking. For context, the Rent Guidelines Board is 9 people sitting across the stage, and you're standing in front of them and you're speaking. What are you noticing on their faces? Like, do you see them thinking? Do you see them glazed over? I'm just curious. Like, what was your like, as you're speaking, interpretation of them as a board?
I read body language. I don't read too much into it, but I watch the reactions. I watch, you know, just nervous reactions more than like body language. Because the body language is kind of like, it can be affected by other things. But people's reactions, I think, are very honest. So if they're physically reacting to the things that I'm saying when I'm saying them and with the impact that I'm intending to have, I think they are impacted by my words and what I was trying to say. And with the sort of verve that I was giving it with, because I wrote something. I wrote a lot, and I thought on it a lot, and I liked it. And I was like, immediately, I'm not going to do it like that when I heard other people just kind of being more honest and like open. That's when I realized I was just going to go and say how I felt from the heart. And I think that really resonates. I don't speculate too much on what's on people's minds, like their dialogue, their monologue in their head about like, this is what I think, this is a feeling that popped up, this is an impulse, here's what he said, here's what I believe the facts are, here's where we may differ, here's where there is a misunderstanding. You know, like, I can see where there are misunderstandings with myself and others, and I cannot disagree outside of like the principle. We disagree fundamentally, but like, I see why you think that. It doesn't affect me. I don't know how deeply they're doing any of that. Like, all of those things that I said, that matters into how like you shape your next decision, which is what I was trying to impact on them. But I don't know if they're even thinking about it. And what's to say what thinking is what I was trying to illustrate there. With these sort of people, I think they are very routine. And I think really anybody, like, I hate to generalize, but people over a certain age are of an older time where like tech and discourse didn't affect them the way that it does with people now, with like, obviously with TikTok and stuff, it's like so meta, right?
Yeah.
So I think these sort of people are very principled in their beliefs and their actions, and they are prone to like reacting to the way things are said. And it may make them think, but they are programmed to like not think, and certainly not to think openly about other things that they may disagree with or that they fundamentally disagree with. because ultimately people are antagonists. Beliefs are antagonists. It's the like yin and yang thing. That was the contrast, like in its fullest. It's the people versus the gatekeepers of the establishment. The establishment is the conspiracy, right? But the gatekeepers are these rent guidelines people that have the ability to make crucial decisions. It's a little tiny board. That's fucking crazy.
It's completely undemocratic.
It's a total
evil.
It's a total it's further than a conspiracy. Like, what would you say is further than?
I would say it's organized
crime.
Yeah, it's an organized crime. They are a mob. They are actively colluding to raise rents on people who are at their wits' end.
Right.
You joined the hearing, a couple of minutes after I had gone, and I got choked up speaking. And I rarely get choked up when I'm talking. It feels so criminal, and it is criminal to know that you are begging for your rent to not get increased.
What did you... Go ahead.
Are you going to ask me what I said?
Yeah.
So I was talking about how my family that grew up here, we were 4 generations, Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. I was born in Staten Island. My family moved partially because they wanted a change, they wanted a house, but also partially because this city is deeply unaffordable if you want a family. And with how old was I? 2? With a 2-year-old and another on the way soon, you can't afford to really live here. And this was at a time where, they wanted a house. They had dogs, they had me, my parents. And I talked about how now I'm in that position where I'm thinking about my future. I'm thinking beyond 2 years from now. I'm thinking about 5, 10 years from now, about how I want to live in this city and how I don't want to get priced out of my neighborhood. I love my neighborhood. I want to build a life with my partner. I want to have a family. And it freaks me out to know that might not be possible. And I love living here. I also talked about how landlords made 12% last year, and my wage did not go up 12%, but also none of that came back to my building. My landlord gut renovated 2 or 3 apartments in the building that are not rent stabilized, completely gut renovated them, marble countertops, new bathrooms, new appliances, and I don't need that in my apartment. All I'm asking for is the water damage in my apartment to be fixed from when we had a leaky ceiling. All I'm asking for is for a repaint every 3 years like I'm entitled to. And I feel so angry because anytime I bring it up, someone says, oh, well, he's just trying to make his money. Get a real job then. Because being a landlord, in my opinion, is not a quote unquote real job. It is you getting passive income off of people's need for shelter. That's what rent is. It's a fee for having the need of shelter, which every living creature needs. We need food, water, and shelter. You learn that in 3rd grade.
So then how do we bypass the landlord thing? How do we solve housing, really start all over in terms of the way housing and shelter can work for humans on a mass scale without considering luxury and all that stuff, just basic practicality?
Yeah, I think first there is a immediate need to address, we need to address affordability here. We need to freeze the rents. Honestly, a lot of tenants need and deserve rent rollbacks because of how sharply the rents have gone up. But I think in the future, we need to be thinking about how do we live? We live in a lot of isolation, even though we live in a huge city. It's different. I live in a smaller building, so I get to talk to my neighbors often. I have a group chat with a few of them. I love talking to my neighbors. I love getting to know them. However, if you're living in these big, large apartments where nothing works, your fridge breaks, you're pissed off all the time, what kind of time do you want to stay and chat in the hall? I wouldn't.
You've seen these luxury, I don't know what they call them in Bushwick, where they put up these modern...
Oh, and they look like evil lairs because they're tall and black and
they're not even
steel.
so tall. They're unremarkable. They're 6 stories tall.
Square.
Who knows what they're made out of? The rooftop is there is a rooftop, and that's a big appeal. In Bushwick specifically, or other parts of more affordable Brooklyn, you'll see this. And it's in the hood. Bushwick is the hood. Mm-hmm. They build this stuff, and I'm sure they price it, way higher than what it's worth. Their hallways and their stairwells are so narrow and so communal I mean, like anti-communal, that it's like there's literally not even a possibility of
bumping into someone.
No. You will bump into people, but that's the worst of it. You have no space, and you're just using the stairs to escape the building. It's just like a hatch. Whereas my building is a landing.
Yeah, same.
There's hallways. Like, that design makes a huge difference. There's no community space. That's not a community space, fucking hallway, but it's a common area.
Yeah.
It's a common area.
Well, it's also a space where you can just knock on someone's door, take a step back, and be like, hey, how are you doing? I wanted to check in.
Word.
Like, I lived in Kensington for a little bit in the pandemic, and I lived in a building. I lived right next door to a 90-year-old woman, and one day I heard the loudest bang, and I was like, mother of God. I was like, please don't tell me this old woman fell. I was freaking out, and so I just ran out of my apartment. I started banging on the door, and I'm like, Ruth, like, are you okay? And all of a sudden I hear her go, yeah, I just dropped a box, no big deal. And it was COVID, so she didn't come outside, but it was nice to know that she knew me and I knew her. And if something happened, she was like an 80-year-old woman living alone. Like,
yeah, you got her back.
Yeah, and
I really like the visual of what you just said with take a step back after knocking on the door of your neighbor and asking them how they're doing.
Yeah.
That is not a concept or an idea that's like idealistic. Like, it's dead ass how you used to do it.
Yeah.
But it sounds so foreign now.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that would be cool. I would do that sometime. It's like, you realize that this was like standard human life.
The first time I knocked on one of my neighbor's doors, the way that they opened the door, you would have thought that I had committed a horrible act. Like,
oh my God.
And no shame on their part, because they were just like concerned that I knocked on their door. But I was
It's
just
always
like,
a little weird to see the reactions. It's like, whoa.
I was like, oh, you were not expecting company today. And they're young. They're like close to my age. So
That's even worse.
So I was just, what, to have me knock on your door?
I thought they were like older, and that's
no.
why they had these reactions. But like for younger people, it's like, yo, come on, bro.
You would have thought that I like, I don't know, hit their mom over the head with something. Like, you would have.
These are your neighbors, right?
Yeah, they were newer to the building. So I was kind of stopping by because I had been told there was a leak or something. And so I wanted to go downstairs and check on them and see like, hey, can I ask like where the leak is coming from? Because my landlord texted me. Instead of them running up the stairs and like knocking and being like, hey, you know, are you guys like pouring water on the floor because we have a leak coming through? My landlord texted me. He said the people downstairs said that there's a leak coming from your apartment. So I just ran downstairs, knocked on their door, and I was like, hey, show me where it is so I can see what might be causing it.
Oh, and they were like already defensive.
Well, not defensive. They were very kind about it. They were just, I think maybe they thought I was going to yell at them, or maybe they thought that I was going to be angry about something. But I was just kind of like, hey, I just want to see like what could be causing that upstairs.
But their reaction,
I was just kind of like, and also, hi, like we should.
So they're defensive.
Yeah, a little bit. Cause
I think that's a big thing with New Yorkers is like people are very guarded, and guarded sometimes can mean, you know, internalized, but New Yorkers are like, their hands are up, and it's like, yo, put your hands down, relax, because they put them up even higher when you like, you know, you get personal with stuff like that with their home or personal space.
But that's got to be a new thing in New York.
It's bad, yo.
It's a newer thing because, you know, not that I was living with them, but my parents talked to me about like, you know, their neighborhood when they were kids. Everyone knew each other. My dad is a junior, and so he would have women down the block putting up their windows, hanging outside the window and going, Junior, get home. Your dad's going to kick your ass. Like, because my grandparents were calling other houses and being like, do you see my kid? Tell him to get his ass home. And I feel like,
sort of
like, do you remember the Tenant Power t-shirts we had?
The green ones?
They were like green? Red, white, black, but they have like children playing in the street, and it says New York is growing, Tenant Power, and plants everywhere. You said that's how you want your neighborhood to be.
Yeah, I do remember this. Where's that shirt from though?
It's from the conference that we went to.
You made them on the shirts.
Yes,
I remember.
They were
that.
screen printing.
Yes.
You said this is exactly how I want my neighborhood to be. Like,
I have a vision of my neighborhood.
What is it?
That is based on not overcrowding, but a lot of people. That's what I want. It's like a lot of people in balance and harmony.
Yeah.
Doing their thing. Just like, you know, a storm kind of has an organizational element to it. It's a lot of moving stuff.
But there's like a calm eye.
There's like this confluence of stuff that creates a balance. And that's what I think housing should be like. I think neighborhoods should be like that.
Yeah.
I think human life is that way. We're apes. We like to live in trees.
We are
like,
social mammals. It's why we cringe when people trip. It's why we go ooh when someone falls. It's why we cry when other people cry. It's why, sometimes people throw up when they see other people throw up. Like, we are
when you
social.
call a friend to just like air something out, it's like, I need to talk about this.
Yeah, it literally releases like so much stress from my body just by calling a friend. Like, and it sounds so corny sometimes, but sometimes I'm like, I am at my wit's end, and if I don't call so-and-so, if I don't call my best friend from college, if I don't call my hometown friend, if I don't call my dad, I'm going to lose my mind. And sometimes even just hearing another voice on the other end of the phone saying like,
oh, that's it.
Yeah, like, just like saying like, hey, like, are you okay? Oh, tears. Immediately tears. Immediately.
You get that?
Like, I cry?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I am a huge crier. It's good for you. It keeps you sharp to cry.
Yeah, I can see you're very emotional.
Oh. Is this where we get into the part where you're like, women are too emotional?
I mean, look, I won't use language like that, like too much this or not enough that. Like, I would never say that, but women are more generally emotional. But I'm saying you specifically, I can physically see like your eyes and...
Oh, yeah.
Like, emotion is like moods happening in front of your face, like a light show of information.
Always been a very sensitive person.
Right. I guess sensitive is more of what I'm noticing.
I mean, I am emotional as well, but that's just because I think that's something new that I've like been able to experience in my 20s, is like being more like emotional and like showing emotion more.
Yeah.
Because it's so valuable to me to be able to like
it is valuable.
Smile, laugh, cry with people.
To have the whole range, and then to be able to celebrate it with other people, feel the same emotions as them at the same time.
Have you ever seen Midsummer?
Yes.
You know that part where all the women are crying together? Yeah. One of my friends always jokes. Grief. Yeah, one of my friends always jokes, and she says that's exactly what Kasey wants, like at like a sleepover.
That would feel incredible. It would be.
Oh yeah.
It's not like performance necessarily, but it's that sort of like camaraderie.
To know people got you. To know that people understand, or at least like
that your emotions are valid.
Yeah, that I'm not crazy for crying about sad things. I mean, I also experienced so much grief growing up, like losing my mom. Within 2 years, I had lost my grandparents and an aunt, and I was just like I just wanted to hold everything together so bad. Like, I wanted to be someone who was like, I am not affected by this. I am going to overcome this. And it just caused me so much stress. Like, I go and get a massage sometimes, and they will literally touch my back and be like, how old are you? Because this is not like okay for a 26-year-old woman to be having like in my back and in my spine. But I carry a lot of like grief with me, and I think getting into adulthood, I was kind of like, okay, I need to start crying, and I need to start crying a lot more.
You think that's really effective in getting rid of the held stress?
Yeah, for me at least, because it feels like an emotional release.
It seems to wring the fascia out of
that too,
where
like
all
tensing your body.
The tension is like wrung out from between the tissues when you cry that way. I know that because I used to cry as a kid. Like, everybody used to like physically cry, and like I remember what that felt like. I just haven't done it in so long. Did
your mom ever yell at you and then you would like cry into a pillow? Or no, were you like a kid that would like throw a fit?
No, I wouldn't throw fits, but I know that like feeling of outrage. Like outrage, and then as you become older, it becomes rage. Like men have this, that rage is like a real
that's also
deep thing.
I think we should name that's because like a lot of like patriarchy has robbed you of being able to be sensitive without being called like a sissy.
Yeah, it was never that in terms of what I was worried about with emotion. I don't think in New York that's like a thing. People be like, oh, you be a man, like you're crying. It's not that. I actually think crying is like pretty normalized. Well, it was when I was growing up and stuff like that. It's about emotion in general was kind of like accepted here. People are crazy in New York. Like, emotional expression was very common, but it was more so of like, your emotions are not going to be supported. Like, if you're crying, it's like you're doing too much. You're holding us back. Like, you jumped in the train tracks to kill yourself. I'm going to be late for work, and that's mad annoying.
I have heard people say that, and every time, the first time I heard it, I think I might have like been like, oh, someone's trying to make a very uncomfortable situation a little lighter by making a joke. But then when I heard it like the third or fourth time, I was like, damn, people have like, well, capitalism is like just, you have to get to work on time or you're going to get fired. But I was like, people are really just not feeling each other's emotions as much as I thought that they should.
New York is such a mechanical like sophisticated machine that if you fall behind in that way, if you're late to work, I mean, the whole thing will fall on you. It will all blow up in your face that day. It could happen like that with the stress and all that stuff too. So when people make the train late, get in your way, no matter what you're going through, it is validated. Like, people believe it. Like, I don't think people think you're performing, even though people like transplants perform a lot in New York. They don't think you're performing. They just don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, your emotions can't get in the way of my day, kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's why I don't want to use the word validate. Like, they're not whatsoever like considered.
Yeah. I mean, growing up, I grew up in a household where my dad was like, your emotions are great. Like, you can express them how you want. But my dad was very realistic, and he was like, people use your feelings against you. He was like, so, play it close to the vest with people you can't trust. And that is good advice. My dad is so wise. He's 40 years older than me. Exactly. So I've always been really lucky that he gives like such solid advice about anything that I have questions about. But I think growing up, I did experience people like throwing things in my face, like about how I felt. And it was because I had such a strong like conscience myself. Like, I was like, or conscious? What is it when you have
conscience?
It's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's like, one of those things where I was like, I always knew this was right, this was wrong. That's how I felt about things. And people would throw that in my face.
Morality.
Yeah. I had a really strong moral compass as a kid, and I still do. I still think like my dad's catchphrase was always, "Oh, we don't do that. That's not right."
Morality and correctness and righteousness is an intuitive thing if you are a blessed or like.
You think so?
Yes. If you feel the score, it will always be true. Like, you will always understand it.
Yeah, I mean, and I think like it brings us back to kind of these ideas of, what's going on in the world. I think
good and evil.
It's good and evil.
It's becoming that for real.
You know these things when you're a child. Like, this is something that I love about children, is that they know when things don't make sense. When shit doesn't make sense, they understand that. Because when I was 10, my mom passed away from cancer. She was at a cancer center in Florida that was really great. And my mom had health insurance. My mom worked for a doctor. She worked in the office. And my dad had health insurance. And me and my sister had health insurance at the time. And when my mom passed, I remember a conversation came up with my dad that he kind of let me in. I was always told that finance conversations were adult conversations, not children conversations, which I partially disagree with. I don't think we should be putting undue stress on our children, but I do think, kids deserve to know what's happening in their family. And I remember my dad telling me that we had to pay bills for my mom's medical treatment. And I said, what do you mean? Because I didn't understand that even though someone's dead, you still have to pay that debt from their medical care. It didn't make sense to me at 10, because I was like, this isn't fair. They didn't do their end of the job. Like, they didn't keep up their end of the deal. The deal was, we pay so mom gets better. Mom didn't get better, so why do we have to suffer now? And it almost added like...
It's the service rather than the sort of virtue.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's also, I think I was kind of touching on, as a child, more of this idea of the for-profit industry of insurance, which is that
it's like, wait, what was your intention then? And then you're like, profit, what does that mean? Oh
yeah. And you're like sitting there as a 10-year-old, and your dad's explaining to you this fucked up situation where he's like, that's why I'm working a month after your mom's passed away and not sitting with my kids at home enjoying the time that we have together. It's because he has to pay bills. Like, that's a huge part of like my self-interest, and a huge part of me as a person is constantly playing back what ifs with myself about what if someone at the bank told my dad, hey, don't worry about the mortgage for the next couple of months. We know that your wife just passed away. Worry about clothing your kids. Worry about feeding your kids. Worry about feeding yourself. Worry about spending time to yourself, because grief kills families. Grief can be really devastating for families.
Yeah, it's so destructive because if it's unsolved and if it's not dealt with, it becomes more destructive.
Yeah, and it is fucked up to expect people to go back to work after like 4 days. I think most people get like 4 days of bereavement in this country, and that is just evil. Like, I can't imagine. It is sad that I lost my mother. I miss her every day. But the one thing that makes me cry really hard is knowing that my dad says all the time, because we used to tell him, maybe you should go on a date. Maybe you should go meet somebody. Because my dad's a good looking guy. Like, he made me my sister. He's a good looking guy. So, you know, we sit and we'll be like, oh, like, she's pretty. Like, maybe you should ask her on a date. And he goes, it took me 40 years to meet your mom. And he goes, it'll probably take me another 40 to meet someone that I like just as much and that can put up with me. And it is so beautiful and also so heartbreaking, because that is just like his reality.
That's his story. I mean, I'm sure he has other hardships in his life, right? And, you know, men struggle in the world. But his defining thing seems to be that he lost his wife, right? Mm-hmm. And with individuals in this system, like you were saying before, there is a guaranteed check. There is a guaranteed way to get hit, pretty much. Mm-hmm. And that's what's so almost romantic. It is romance, you know, that sort of tragedy that it's like you do all the right things and it's not like he did too much, and it's like his pride made him not realize, oh, I should have been with my wife and my kids. It was the system literally did not allow for a moment of hesitation, let alone respite with family and relaxing.
And oh my God. And then, like, you know, you get older, and as a teenager, I'm getting radicalized around other things. Like, I'm getting radicalized around race and gender and sexuality and capitalism. And, you know, you start hearing horror stories. Many women who are given terminal diagnoses, their husbands file for divorce. And you can see that in cancer hospitals across the country. Mm-hmm. And it is something that is so horrifying, because if there's anything in this world that shows me people are inherently good, because I do believe that. I do believe that for the most part, people are inherently communal, wonderful people. I know you're going to disagree with that. And I think that's okay.
We'll get back to that.
But I think part of that is seeing how the staff at my mom's cancer center, and seeing how my dad at that hospital every morning, the hospital is 45 minutes to an hour away from our house, depending on traffic. Might be more, could be less if my dad was flying. Every morning, breakfast for my mom. Stayed with her, got her lunch, picked us up from school, brought us to the hospital. We hung out with my mom, maybe had some dinner, bring us back home, homework, showers, bedtime stuff. My dad handled it all. Next morning, same shit. Bringing us to school, going to the hospital, breakfast for my mom. Every day for 6 months. That's what my dad did. And, you know, people will be like, oh, well, of course he had to. But the problem is I saw men that didn't do that. That didn't do that. That would... I remember I got into an argument with my mom. I was 10 years old, and my mom had not yelled at me the entire time she was in the hospital, probably because she didn't have the energy to. But I saw two little girls across the hall with their mom, who I think had the same name as mine, but two little girls around the same age as me and my sister. And they're so excited. They have their stuffed animals and their blankets, because they have two cots that they brought into the hospital room so that they could have a sleepover with their mom. And I have the idea, and I go, Mom, oh my gosh, like, we should have a sleepover. My mom immediately goes, no. and so I immediately start to argue, because I am my mother's daughter, and I say, that's not fair. Like, they get to have
my space. Yo, relax.
Not even that. My mom gets the most serious look on her face for a woman who is bald and has no eyebrows can have. And she goes, the hospital is not a place for children. She goes, they are over there because their dad drops them off on Friday, because it is their mom's turn. You have a home with a bed, with a dad that loves you and makes you dinner every night. You are going home because that's where you should be, not in a hospital where there are sick people dying. And shit. I think that's when I was just kind of like, oh, this is like very real, and this is very scary. And I knew when my mom was diagnosed what leukemia was. For some godforsaken reason, a 10-year-old knew what leukemia was. I had no idea how I knew it. But I remember asking my dad, isn't that cancer? And my dad took a step back and was like, how did you know that? But yeah, that's what it is. And it was just, you know, it was a crazy time to be.
That moment made it so real for you, because you seemed it as like logical that I would spend more time with you when you're struggling, and you know, when you're kids, you want to do good stuff for your parents.
I also just wanted to hang out. Like, that's all me and my mom did was hang out, watch TV, Law and Order SVU.
But even in her last moments, she was prioritizing the well-being of her children.
Yeah.
And having the wherewithal to notice this is not a place, even if it feels right, it's not the right thing to do. Because the morality is also a matter of intelligence, of knowing what to do.
Yeah.
Having that wisdom. You know, the integrity is one thing. But having the wisdom to make such a wise decision like that, to where it can make for this story and this lesson in your head, it's so powerful because it's true love and sacrifice.
Oh, 1,000%. I mean,
in
everything.
The toughest moment, like the highest moment of adversity.
Yeah, and also, you know, not to make a joke out of it, but I'm sure my mom also didn't want me and my sister running around that hospital when she's taking chemo. Like, I wouldn't want that. I'd be like...
it's like the most mom thing ever. Like, mothers do it all. They will get run over by a truck and then get right back up.
Yeah.
And be like, listen, I just want to go back and watch my show and relax on my own. Like, I don't care what happened. I went through it. I processed it. I have myself as well. I have my kids and stuff. I'll do everything until I'm not.
Yeah.
And then it's about me. And it's like, that's really womanly to me, is like to be able to like do all of that and then still prioritize self and that sort of like wellness and holistic, like alive, like potent, like womanhood. That's just what comes to mind, is that. And that's like all the way through old age. You know, they are that way. Like, grandmothers become even more of like that. Like, they'll do everything, they'll do it all day. And then but at the end of the night though, like, they are the priority to be well. And then they do have that wellness, that peace. A lot of these women do have that, like.
What was your mother's? Like, what was her, like, I need this for myself?
What's the thing that she will do continually is like go on the couch, watch something, maybe have something like light to eat while watching, or folding laundry, just like relaxing with something like very casual or passive to like physically unwind. I know that that's what it is. It's like high tension and high coil, and then unwinding through this like passive consumption of like TV, whatever, but also like folding and that sort of like motherly element.
Yeah, I guess it's because you don't get a moment to yourself usually as a mom. My mom, I would have dance class and she would be like, okay, have fun in dance class. And I'd be like, are you going to watch? And she'd be like, nope, I'm going to the grocery store. And that was her time.
Right, and that's the thing with mothers too, is that you'll bring them your little bracelet that you made, or your drawing or whatever it is, and you're like, or the grades, it's like, look, and they'll love you, but it's like, yeah, you're supposed to do that because I am the one that laid the foundation. Like, that was the point.
Oh, maybe you. My mom bragged about how smart I was as a kid.
Oh, I mean, I've always been smart, intelligent, whatever, but like translating that to classroom grades and performance, like, I'm just not that type of, I'm not going to be put in a box. So it just is not going to work well in the way that she envisioned it. You know what I mean? But I say all of that to say is like that ability to still be so resilient and then have that reclining, relaxing moment, like that's what feeds that ability, is like, I'm actually taking time for myself. And not only do they earn it, it's like sacred, and you allow it. That whole, it's like a ritual. It really is. You know, people will have their different things like praying and meditation or cooking or something like that. But I just see so much value in that. And even in this moment that you're describing, it's like, yeah, maybe we'll never know, but that's what she wanted, is like, I would like the peace of mind to have them be safe, where they're loved, and then also like, I got me. You know what I mean? And I don't know how faithful she was, but she believed in God or some sort of like protection of something very large, then that would have created that true internal sense of like holistic peace.
Funny enough, I actually have no idea what my mother's relationship was like with religion or God. We were raised Catholic, so like most Irish Italian Catholics are like Easter Christmas Catholics. So like, you know, going to Christmas Mass, going to Easter Mass. That's about it. I'd go to Sunday Mass with my grandparents when they were alive and well and going to church every Sunday. But I did not really enjoy it too much.
Yeah, because it's super Catholic and then it's super like...
Yeah.
Irish Catholic is just like a whole...
Thankfully, we didn't do the Latin Mass because I would never have gotten through.
Crazy. Yeah, Irish Catholic is it's religion, but it's more so of like lifestyle of like hardship and sternness and like cold apathy.
What do you know about Irish Catholics?
A lot.
Okay, say more.
I grew up in Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, is this a pretty big Irish Catholic community?
It's one of the largest Irish establishments outside of Dublin.
Oh, period.
I mean, historically, not so much anymore. But I mean, the remnants are still here, like the piers.
Yeah.
The longshoremen, the bars.
My grandfather was a dock
gangs.
worker, so that makes sense.
Yeah, the Irish gangs, like the Catholic stuff around here. It's just like very embedded in New York City history and culture.
Mm.
And I grew up with a lot of them. And I also went to a Jesuit high school.
Oh, okay.
Which they're not necessarily Irish Catholic, but...
No, they're Jesuits.
Right, but there's a strong link in New York with like Jesuits and Irish people, Irish Catholics. It's all kind of like the same, not the same thing, but like in New York it is.
Don't worry, I'm not the Catholic police. I'm not going to like hunt you down.
No, exactly. But there is like, they would make sense if they did, because it's like, bro, Vatican Catholic, like that's not at all what I'm talking about. In New York, Irish Catholic and Italian Catholic, they're all like in this circle of, half the time, like, do they really even believe it? Whatever. It's like, this is just what we do. All right.
Yeah,
like,
we go to Sunday Mass. Everyone comes over. We have coffee and cake, and then we have dinner together.
It's just the thing you do. And even the discussion about like God itself and the Word and passages, like that's reserved for the more vocal groups, maybe the evangelists and stuff.
Yeah, definitely the evangelicals.
Or within Black culture, even it's pretty referenced. But outside of that, it's not really like about the religion and like not even the religion, the whole.
It's not about the faith.
The big picture, yeah, the faith.
Yeah, it's about the community. And
exactly.
I'm so happy you brought that up because now I get to share another story.
I know it very well.
The year after my mom passed away, I was having a crisis of faith. I don't think I ever really was faithful.
The alarms.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, this is kind of fucked up if like everyone's telling me God has a plan for me and the plan is to kill my mom. But I am talking to my grandparents one day and I'm like, my grandparents are cool. They hate Bush. They're anti-Iraq war. I'm like, they'll be chill if I tell them I don't believe in God. And I look at my grandparents and I go, so I'm actually not sure if I believe in God. My grandmother goes, oh my God, what a ridiculous thing to say. And my grandfather goes, hey, let me tell you something. It's not about what you believe. It just all pays off in the end. And that was it. That was the end of the conversation about me saying I don't believe in God to my grandparents.
Yeah, they have such a way about it that it is unquestioned. It doesn't, their faith itself doesn't seem to be shaken, but it's also not something that they use as a tool. Mm-hmm. And it's not something that they reckon with in terms of morality and the what would Jesus do question. Like, it's a lot of eye rolling at the actual religious stuff in a way that the other, like I said, evangelists, Baptists, or whoever else, they are not that way. They're very vocal about it. It can be very cult-like in certain aspects, but...
Yeah. I also think, like, the newer, I shouldn't say newer, it seems demeaning, but the denominations that you see in the South, like evangelicals, Baptists, they have a very personal relationship with God. Catholics, I feel like you have a personal relationship with your priest or with the nuns.
Yeah.
But I was never told to be like, having conversations with Jesus, like while I'm driving, which is kind of like, we pray, we count the rosary, you take the host at communion. But also maybe I just wasn't a great Catholic.
Very structured and like systemic or systematic. What would that be?
Systematic, because it's a lot of systems.
Yeah, and it's like repetitions and routine and tradition.
The 7 sacraments, the 7 things you have to do before, 6, because not everyone becomes a priest, but the 6 things you're encouraged to do by God before you die.
Like it's like the communion and...
Baptism, communion, confirmation, holy matrimony, anointing of the sick, which is like your last rites, I believe, and something else, and then also joining the priesthood or becoming a member of the clergy.
It's like optional.
Yeah, that one's optional.
It's like when you opt in for the marketing emails, it's like, who the fuck would do that?
Exactly. Especially because God is like, you need to have kids, but not if you're a priest or a nun. No kids for you.
Catholicism's so interesting because that is, I didn't grow up, my parents were not religious.
Same.
My parents were not religious, and they are immigrants. And so
From where?
From Belize and Honduras. So these are places where Belize doesn't have Catholic influence whatsoever.
Oh, really?
It's a Caribbean country. It's English colony, but it's in Central America, which is like really interesting. So Honduras is Catholic via Spain, Inquisition, all that stuff. But it's the sort of like obsessive, loyal, like to a T, like the abuelitas praying with the
rosaries,
the rosary and shit like that. That's really how it is. I think my mom used to go to like Episcopal school or something like that. It's just kind of like the style of the school, and like you might go to church or something like that. But the God question is still not confronted in this way that the other groups seem to do it. And so anyway, my mom came here not really like big on the religious thing whatsoever, probably thinking about it every so often. My dad's really interesting, just like really dynamic dude, but at certain points in his life, I'm sure he believed different things. He's not so vocal about it, but he does have like a personal relationship with God, I guess. But it's more so of, he understands like the way that it works and that God is a part of that. He definitely was never like, I'm Catholic or not, like not at all. Especially because Catholicism wasn't present there. In a English colony, I guess it would be, what are the English? The
Protestants,
like,
usually.
who the fuck knows what they are there, though? Like, it's a Caribbean country. It's not Jamaica where they have the Rastafarianism and, like, very, like, individual culture. Belize is dead ass, like, they're very English. And so they just speak with, like, an accent, but they're Caribbean people who are, like, very English. So there's not really, like, religion. So they came here with that, like, having the concept and the idea, not really practicing it. And then I grew up knowing for a fact and having a deep relationship with God in spite of it not really being introduced to me.
Oh, wow, really?
It was vocalized, and, you know, I read a lot when I was a kid, so I got Bible books mixed in with, like, the science. Like, I read everything. But I understood all of them as true. And with the religious stuff, it was mostly Christianity. It was all Christianity, really. In terms of strict religion stuff, it was all Christianity, but the God thing was the thing that really like stood out to me. It was the only thing. The stories of the Bible I think were cool, you know, like Jonah and the Ark and Moses and that stuff. It's like cool, but that felt very separate from the God thing. I think I know I always had a very deep personal like understanding and relationship, in spite of, like I said, my parents not really talking about it and certainly not practicing it. And we would never say like we're one thing or the other. And then when I got to like middle school and stuff like that, I really just totally, I'm like, who the fuck cares? Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
When I got to high school, it's a Jesuit school, so this shit is serious. Like,
did they send you guys to like church? Like, did you have to go to mass?
We did mass a lot.
Yeah.
We had religion class. You know, kids would talk about this. Most of these kids came from either Catholic or private schools. I came from public schools. So I kind of went to this school in order to become institutionalized in a way. I was like a little bit of a fucked up kid. So when I got to high school, it was like getting straightened out by
What do you mean
Catholic
by a
shit.
fucked up kid? Like, you're just misbehaving?
I went to public schools from the time I was a kid, and I was always the high energy kid who got along with everybody. Like, everybody. And when I went to schools that were pretty fucked up, I got along with fucked up people too, and I would get into fucked up shit. And I would be outside a lot. I mean, like, this is Hell's Kitchen, and like,
you sound like a normal kid.
But it's a little different when it's like
a big city.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What I'm trying to say is not just like the kind of things that you can get into. I'm getting really big picture here, so follow me on this.
Okay.
I did not have a support system outside of my parents. And, you know, my family's there, but it's like, that's not the support system. The support system of other places is the school system, the churches, the community spaces,
Community centers, stuff like
institutions. In New York, specifically in Hell's Kitchen, like this part of like the city, there's no foundation of anything. So if you slip through the cracks, it's dead ass like you slip through the vents of the subway. It's like, well, you're falling straight down. My safety net was the school system. I got my education there. I got my structure. A lot of my morality probably came from the situations there. And I found a lot of identity there as well. Even though the school thing, like I never really identified whatsoever with it. That's just what school does in a place like this. You ask people from New York, what school did you go to? To really even see if they're from New York, it's like, what high school or middle school did you go to? Because that's like the thing that made you like an individual. You know, there was things that you were into and stuff like that, but it was really the school and your experience of the slice of New York. When I didn't have a clear direction and when I was also struggling in school, like I was never good at math. Like it's not just something like flippant to say, like I struggled with math. I was not educated in the way that would make me good at it. I would struggle with that. And then overall in school, it was just a lot. I was at the point where if I didn't go to the school that I went to, you know, the way the school selection system works here too, is that you may get zoned for high school. If I got zoned into the school in Hell's Kitchen, where I know everybody and where it's very violent and very degenerative and right next to where I live and where I grew up, that sort of like self-destruction would have happened very quickly. And it coincided with that loss of God. You know, like I was playing fucking video games and shit like that, playing Call of Duty, and it sounds like, yeah, you're just a kid. And it's like, yeah, but with the backdrop of the suburbs, it's very safe and it's innocent in that way. Where I was at, there's literally nothing. You know, like I said, I have family members. We have a family in terms of we love each other and we understand that. How strong of a netting is there? There's not much at all for most people in New York, you know, of the class that I'm talking about. People either from the hood or people on the lower class, immigrants, disabled people, homeless people. Yeah. People on this bottom, if you fall through, it's over. And as a kid, it's not like I was a fucking drug addict or like selling drugs and shit. I was doing like stupid shit, little kid shit. But in the city, the big shit can make you fall through in like these isolated incidents, or like I'm saying, you can stray so far from what you're about that you sort of just become this victim of the system, the school system, the DOE. You go to the school, you become like everybody else, you stay where you're at, and you have no trajectory, no direction, nothing. You literally have nothing, and a bad education. The school that I went to saved me very much from that, especially since I had nothing like that in my life. I had these public schools that didn't fit me and that I was fitting out of. It's the school to prison pipeline. I mean, New York schools and its jails and New York City and the prison system upstate are inextricably linked. Yeah. And it's very obvious. They all look the same. These administrative buildings they all look the same and feel exactly the same. They're operated the same. The NYPD acts like the school safety officers. The school safety officers think they're the cops.
We have the same thing in the South, yeah.
Right. In New York, it's just more like of an industry. It's like the biggest fucking police force in the country by far. And then across the world, it's like one of the biggest armies.
Yeah, it's militarized completely.
And the schools are the very same way. Yeah. I mean, my middle school my middle school looks like a jail. People used to be like, yo, that looks like a jail. I'm like,
well, a lot of the architects of schools are sometimes the same people that are the architects of, yeah,
whatever that shit is. I used to hear about that in middle school. It's like
the same people that build our schools.
They look exactly the same.
Yeah, it's because they use the same architects.
And then they do the fucking lunch bell to like, it's all supposed to be exactly like prison, and it felt like that. Yeah. Anyway, so I was becoming a bit of a victim to that. In terms of I was not going to become anything. I was not going to become anything. I had a lot of potential and maybe like I was an intelligent kid. That's about it. My behavior was not aligning with anything that was of clear substance and direction, development. That came to athletics, academics. You need to have something in order to develop with that. I played football in middle school for...
What position?
In middle school, I was playing lineman. I was fucking big in middle school. I was like 5'9" in middle school. And
Wait,
like,
how tall are you? 5'9"?
Like 6 feet.
Oh, okay. So 5'9".
Oh. But in middle school, 5'9" is like pretty big. So I was like playing like D tackle and like, you know.
Okay.
But anyway, you had to volunteer to play at these organizations, like these football things. They're not part of the school. They're just like outside recreational leagues, right?
Yeah.
So even with that, if it's not tied to the school, nobody's going to make you try to get better at playing the sport.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, you're paying to be a part of this. It's just kind of like a thing that's happening.
It's for fun.
Right, it's for fun. Whereas with schools, especially like in Florida and shit like that, it's like, this is your life. Like
It's huge.
It's a system that actually develops the player. Whereas in New York, it's like, this shit is up to you and we're just selling you something. So even football is like that. The reason I mention all these things is because that's what I was doing at the time, but they were so disorganized and they were so decentralized that when I went into this system of the Catholic private school, college prep Jesuit school, real prestigious, a lot of history, it was a military school. So very deep roots of discipline and ideology, of principle and tradition, all that stuff. And morality to a degree. I mean, that's another story, but all of those things were there and really pulled me into being something. Because otherwise, I literally would have been just like a New Yorker who may have had like certain experiences, did some crazy shit, but it's like, yo, you're on the block at the end of the day. Nothing else. There is a lot of that. Because the school system is what puts you into the place of you're going to be, you know, a successful athlete, successful student.
And you didn't feel like the school system was pouring into you or investing in you as a young person?
It doesn't. The New York City school system is the most segregated school system in the country.
In the country, which is insane to think about.
And so in my neighborhood, it's so ironic. Now, one of the best public schools in New York City is right down my block. It wasn't.
Oh, really?
There. Yes, Beacon High School. It's everyone knows it.
Yeah.
It's one of the best schools. Everyone tries to get in there. It used to be a little further up, right by the projects.
Is it a specialized high school? What do you mean?
No, it's just a public school.
But people try to choice into it or something?
Right. That's how it works. It's not just a lottery system. The way the schools work here is so fucked up that
Correct.
The imbalance between the best public schools and the worst ones is the most disproportionate in the country. But then the system to get into it is also so disproportionate that it's like it's fully rigged from the start.
You should honestly share your experiences with the New York public school system with New Yorkers for Racially Just Public Schools. They're like a coalition and they're always asking people for like their stories because it's important.
Yeah.
How do you think that we could pour into the public school system here to make it?
The school system is too much to address right now. Like even 5 years ago during COVID when it was like, this is fucked up. That was a whole mess. This is 5 years after that. A lot of people have heard me on social media talking about schools and the school system and education. And I think I can sound a little pessimistic, which like I am being pessimistic about it. But it's also like I sound fatalist about it, which I am leaning that way with the school system.
Meaning that like there is no hope for it. Is that what you're getting at?
I don't see how, and I don't think, and I don't believe in the system enough to make the changes that are necessary to repair and revitalize this whole system and these kids in the time that it would be. Like, it wouldn't be worth all of doing that. It literally wouldn't be worth it because it wouldn't happen, is what I'm trying to say. And then also, I think it's so far beyond repair that even if it were repaired, it's like that, it would be so dated. It's just like a big ship, like a giant spaceship that it's like, we are we are trying to use the spaceship to go to the moon, whereas like there's going to be a new spaceship built like soon enough that's much better, but it's years down the line. Like it's far away from now. And I really do think the best option is like, don't try to use that spaceship to get up there. Just kind of like dismantle it, use the parts for the next one. Are we going to put more funding into this whole system? So you think
the whole system just needs to be like, it needs a deep overhaul?
I think it needs to be dismantled. Like I that's what I'm saying is not an overhaul. Like just don't use this.
Clearly this shit isn't working. We need to try something new.
It was intentionally designed, like we were saying, to not work. So it's like it needs to be dismantled and used. Like obviously there's teachers, there's money there, there's the schools, there are people's
jobs tied up in the schools,
Right. So it's like it's there, but I'm not saying like I'm not a reformist of DOE. Like this, it has to go. It has to literally be blown up.
Communities should need to be determining, like, you know, how do we improve our schools that is responsive to our children and our needs.
Exactly. I think that's where you would start. It's like communities would be responsible for participating, collaborating on educating the students, cleaning, working in it, feeding. Everything would work in harmony ideally. And I think that since the schools are there, like they're physically there now, there's like a good start for that. But because it's under the arms of the DOE, it's kind of like hopeless. That is how I see it. And I don't see a lot of things as hopeless. I really do believe in a lot of things until the end, no matter how flawed they are. But this is such a deliberately... What's the thing that Apple does when they make your shit break down? What's that phenomenon called?
Oh, shit.
Like... manufactured,
like they manufactured obsolescence.
Yes,
is where I
was never gonna get that word.
I can't believe it came to me. I honestly feel like a genius right now. But yeah, where every new update makes the older phones more and more obsolete or like just not useful at all.
Yeah. Was I using that as an analogy for the DOE? I don't remember why I said that.
I think so.
But yeah, basically, I just don't believe in that at all. And I don't think it's worth, like, what are you going to put more money into it? Like,
put more money into something that clearly isn't responsive to our children's needs or to the needs of students or to the needs of young people.
Put money into the communities. Like,
yeah.
The schools, they get the money for the fucking testing shit. This shit is fucked up. It's so dumb what they do with their money.
The testing?
It's earmarked so that they can sign off on the fucking contracts. These little stupid contractors.
I want to say that I am not an education expert.
$20,000 for like these little stupid services. It's like, what the fuck is happening here?
You know who makes out like bandits? Consultants. I worked at an organization.
Go ahead.
I worked at an organization where, and I'm not going to name it because I don't want to get sued, but an organization where I remember a consultant firm with 3 people in it, got paid $90,000 to run a survey. I could have fucking done that, and for a lot less. And I just think all the time, I'm like,
yeah, that's the racket. That's like the mob's racket. Like, you know how the mobs have different little things?
Like one's waste management, one's like the electricians union. Yeah, it's like the Sopranos.
This is like if Harvard and McKinsey are the sanitation and Tony Soprano.
Yeah, exactly. And it killed me because I was like, well, maybe if you guys paid me just a little bit more, I could have just ran the fucking survey for everyone here. But
and it's like, wait, what is it that you guys are doing? We are preserving the system exactly how it is, and we're raking in on the cash that it produces. And it's like, what are you going to do with it? Put it right back in. Like,
maybe we should start a consulting firm, and I can consult on something, I'm sure.
Consulting will always sound like a slur now, but the concept is
like a slur.
What you should be doing. You should be advising people.
Yeah, advising
on big things.
I mean, I guess, I don't know these people personally. I'm sure they did a fantastic job. I'm sure they have a great methodology, but also I'm like, $90,000.
Whatever, fuck that. I'm not talking about that type of shit though. I'm talking about like what we're talking about, like if the DOE needed, consultants on shit, which they do.
Someone to come in here and say like, oh, we need to paint the walls a light blue color because light blue makes kids think better or some bullshit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, literally exactly that.
Keep the rooms icy at 52 degrees.
Obviously, they are not doing that with their consultants though, because the way they do it is like all
their
wrong,
consultants
all backwards, all corrupted.
The consultants are, how do we actually launder all this money to charter schools and to private schools and consistently defund the education that students desperately need? I mean, think about how much of the public school budget goes to paying the rent of charter schools in the city. because that's what it does. Like, charter schools take public money and they get to do whatever the fuck they want with it. Meanwhile, public schools are beholden to all of this criteria. The teachers are treated like shit. The students are treated like shit. I just remember teaching and hearing someone call my students like future criminals, and I lost it. Me screaming and yelling at someone because of a stupid joke that they made, but it really got me mad. My hometown, Pasco County, Florida, I'll name drop them, they share grades of failing students with the police department.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, they share grades. I'll have to find the article to send to you because it is insane. It makes me
like
shake.
Pure evil filth.
Pure evil. Any student, because they want to do wellness checks, they want to build community with students, and I'm like, these students are scared of you. These students see what you do to our communities. I come from what used to be a rural community and is now probably more suburban. Every time I go home, there's like some new fucking cheap development going up, and by cheap I mean cheaply put up, not that it's cheap in price, and constantly putting them up before we have new schools. So our schools are overcrowded, and we have, same thing, our sheriff's department, they bring in the student resource officers, the SROs. I remember one day I'm walking in school and this SRO is walking with his taser dragging behind him because it had deployed on accident. And so his taser is just
in front of people of the neighborhood, the kids. In front of
it's passing period. He's walking to his office. My office was across the hall from him.
Oh, SRO is what?
A safety school resource officer.
Oh, he's like a school cop. Okay, I thought this was like in the town square or something. I'm like, he's just
in the town square. Where do I live? In medieval Europe?
Masculinity.
No, it was comical. It looked like it was a tail. It was just the top of his taser dragging behind him. And I said,
that's fucking haunting. It's like,
and I said, are you kidding me right now? Can you please handle this? He goes, oh, sorry, sweetie. Thanks for pointing it out. And I'm like, first of all, don't call me sweetie. It's like, I have a name. And I was like, second of all, this can't be happening. Like, what if a kid stepped on it? Because we had kids that would.
I think it's more of the visuals, like
the visual. Yeah, I'm like, you fucking idiot! Like, pick that up. Like, you
it's
are.
Like when the COs are like walking with their nightstick, banging it on the jail cells. It's like taunting.
But it was also a hazard because I'm like, why is the taser deployed? Also, why do you have a taser? We're in a middle school. Who the fuck are you tasing here?
Middle school is fucking crazy, bro.
I'm like, I also saw one time the SRO tackle a kid for having a little bit of weed on him. I was like, I know half the teachers here are smoking weed when they get home.
So what was the incident?
The incident was the kid had weed in his bag. I think a teacher smelled it or something. The teacher asked him about it. The kid told him to mind his fucking business, something like that. And then the SRO got involved, and the SRO was like, open your backpack. And the kid said, no. And so the SRO tackled him for his backpack. And I was just like, and that's when I was like, I will not be renewing my contract as a teacher.
Florida's crazy.
Also, the worst part about teaching is usually other staff members, because you are working sometimes with teachers who are teachers because that's what fell into their lap as a career.
What happened.
Yeah, it's just what happened. It's like when the meanest people you met in high school are now nurses, and I'm like, I had a lot of
those teachers growing up in the public school system
where they just came to be a teacher. Like
these were people who had general malice, like evil in their hearts and their eyes. I could see it. I used to be able to feel pure evil from these people.
Yeah, I remember
that were working with kids all day, every day for years.
My older cousin. She is a professor at Hunter, and she is wonderful, and she was an educator for a very long time, both in Florida and in New York, and now she trains teachers on how to be teachers, and she has so much love in her heart, not specifically for children, because I don't think that people should become teachers because they love kids, because sometimes you have kids that are mean, sometimes you have kids that are rude, and it's hard to constantly be like, I'm doing this because I love children. She has a love for collaboration, for caring, for developing a space where young people can feel in control and safe and confident in their own ability to think. And she is so wonderful. I would call her crying from I would turn off all the lights during lunch because I didn't want anyone to walk in my room and talk to me. I would be on the phone with her, and I would be like, I constantly dealt with the tension of working with people that I knew to be genuinely, like you said, like have so much malice in their heart for children, that were racist, that were evil towards like our queer students and trans students.
They're just like ideologically dense.
And unfortunately, I had to see them every single day and have them talk to me about whatever bullshit was bothering them, when I knew that in my classroom there were children that weren't eating that day. And it's like, you know, we clearly care about very different things. There were children there that would tell me that they didn't feel comfortable going home at night, and they're over here complaining because a child wants to go by he, him pronouns. I was like, that is honestly the least of my fucking concern. I was like, A, that child felt safe enough to tell you how they were feeling about their gender, which you should be so honored to know that a child felt that safe with you. But also, there's so much crazy shit happening to middle schoolers right now with like social media and teachers and the cop on campus, because I'm not going to call him an SRO anymore. He was the cop on campus. It was always these scare tactics. I remember one day the class was rowdy, and I was I was so tired that day, and I just kind of sat at my desk and I needed to take a deep breath to like regulate myself. And the cop comes in and he goes, now do I need to take some of you out into the hallway and have a talk with you? And I was like, hey, let me stop you right there.
That's the slave master that would come around with the bullwhip. That's dead ass exactly what that is. Like, that translated from the plantations into industrial life, you know, sharecropping, building the railroads and stuff like that. Well, the first
cops weren't they called
bounty hunters?
Yeah, they're bounty hunters for
slave catchers. Like, just basically not transnational, whatever. Like, you go from state to state with the bounty. Like, you have that sheriff's approval. That created the cops, like the agents. Whereas the sheriff was kind of like, you know, I make the town safe. You know, it got a little crazy in the West and stuff, but like the sheriff thing, like the local county thing, that's one thing. These were very small enclaves. The police, to police people, and specifically to police like cities, that's like a whole shit.
Well, he did this, and first of all, it was like a substitute cop for the day, like because the other one was sick or something. And I was like, we couldn't have gone one day without having a cop on campus, I guess. But he came in, he doesn't know me, doesn't know any of my fucking students, who normally are wonderful. And not that you have to be on all the time. That's like expecting me to be the world's best teacher every fucking day. It's not going to happen. And comes in, essentially threatens students with like the fear of like being met with like law enforcement. Right. And so I have to say, hey, listen, not your place. Don't undermine my relationship with these kids because they trust me. And that's what you just did. You walked in here, you said you saw me clearly not being able to handle it and decided I'm going to go in there and save the day. And what you actually did was you harmed my relationship with my students, because now they see me as someone who's going to sick a grown-ass man on them.
And that's toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
You know, when people always say toxic masculinity and that stuff, I think it gets trivialized, which is like, it's either like a joke or just it can be harmful or whatever. But actual toxic masculinity is that. It's if you use applied pressure and this sort of like overbearing power.
Like strong arming.
Strong arming, yeah. Like the iron fist shit. That's toxic masculinity. And that's, you know, like the iron fist, like sort of Vladimir Putin way of doing it. That's toxic masculinity because it's like hard-headed shit. But really, toxic masculinity to me is like, there was something troubling happening and you strong-armed it. I think that's the perfect way to describe toxic masculinity. It's like, I'm going to use something unique to masculinity and force at a time where it needs anything but that.
Yeah.
It needs the total opposite. So like a really bad reaction, like an overblown reaction, physical force, intimidation, manipulation tactics.
Yeah.
I think that's all what toxic masculinity was intended to be labeled as.
Yeah.
But that situation really makes me.
And what that did was it did two things. It did jack and shit. It did nothing for the day. It did absolutely fucking nothing, because I'm sitting there now, I'm pissed off because I'm like, this asshole just walked into my classroom and tried to manhandle the situation in whatever way he saw fit. My students are now pissed off because they got reprimanded by someone who they don't fucking know and that they don't respect. And also, it just made everyone uncomfortable. And I was like, I just remember being like, what the fuck is happening right now? Because I was like, and I apologized to my students. I was like, I'm sorry. that he came in here and he did that. That was inappropriate of him and not okay. And I am your teacher. And if I see that something is happening that is not, we talked in class a lot about safety and like what that means, safety of self, safety of others, safety of the room, because it is like our shared space. And so I was like, if I saw something that wasn't happening to like our community standards, because we had like community like safety rules essentially that we created as a class, I was like, I should have said something, not him. And he definitely shouldn't have walked into the classroom without my permission or without our permission as a class to come and yell at you guys. And I was like, so I'm sorry about that. And
that also, it also illustrates the necessity of boundaries,
yeah,
of consent, of like, I didn't allow you to come in here. This is my space. You strong-armed again by like overriding the consent.
By unlocking my door.
Unlocking is fucking crazy.
Unlocking my door.
Right, because there's like, you didn't knock before you came in. That's like one thing, but it's like, yo, you dead ass forced your way in.
Yeah.
Here.
And I would just remember fuming for like the rest of the day because I was like, because from an ego perspective, from like my own ego, I was like, that's embarrassing that my students have to almost see me in the same light as this guy. And I was like, because I'm not anything like him. I was like, I don't want my students to be fearful of me. If anything, I wanted my classroom to be a place where students were like, hey, this is what I'm going through. And so today I might not be like on my like best classroom day. And I could be like, okay, cool. Because if a student was, you know, I knew students who didn't have a quiet place to sleep at night. And so if they needed to put their head down and sleep for an hour while we were in class together, so be it. Like, go ahead and sleep. Like, you can make up the test. You can make up whatever you need.
It's about balance. Like, the whole point of all this is about balance. Like, with school...
Also, they're human beings. Like,
yeah, it used to be a schoolhouse, you know? It
yeah.
used to be where kids were just during the day and we're going to educate them, too.
And don't get me started on...
fucking standardized testing and all that.
My kids were out for like 8 weeks for standardized testing. I was like, how the fuck are they supposed to learn anything when they're out for 8 weeks taking tests on subjects that... Quite frankly, like if we are testing children, like I taught history. If we're testing history, we shouldn't be testing them about dates. We shouldn't be testing them about people. We should be testing them on cause and effect.
Right.
Do you understand how cause and effect works? Do you understand what power is?
Right, but then look at who buys and develops these textbook companies and then they put in it.
1,000%. I remember I got in trouble because I started reading all the lies my history teacher told me in class, like end the class day, to like kind of refute some of the things that were in the textbook. Because I would say like, this isn't exactly accurate. Because in Florida, we still...
Oh God, what's it like down there?
It's scary.
The ghosties.
The ghosties. Is that white people?
Oh, that I say the ghosties when I refer to just like the ghosts of the American South.
Oh, yeah. It was bad. It was bad.
The South is haunted. And I mean, with the school system, it's like you just put the ghosts in the classroom.
No, it was some of it. So I should say that it came a long way from when I was in elementary school. Because when I was in elementary school, we got some fucked up paper that my friend's mom stormed into the school about that said something about how the... enslaved people were treated kindly or something like that.
Oh my God.
And it was something incredibly fucked up like that, just something evil. And so my friend's mom stormed into that school. Like she was like, this is not okay, not happening.
Oh my gosh.
But when I was teaching, Ron DeSantis had just become governor, and which is so not just became, but he was governor. He's and
making his mark.
He decided to offer a 1776 course for teachers. Yeah, Eagle Screech, all that shit. Raw America, USA. But he,
oh my gosh.
A 1776 course that was going to be given, that was optional for history teachers in Florida to take, that gave I don't know the term that they used, but what my understanding of it was it a very pro-America, very...
How do they emphasize Floridian history? American history through a Floridian lens without, like, how do you talk about the American South and the Civil War and stuff without being blatantly, you know, like pro-Confederacy, like how they are in the Deep South?
Oh,
but in Florida, it's, you know, it's a little different. The history's different.
So Florida's history is a bit different because there were some sites of the Civil War in Florida. Florida was known as where soldiers go to die because of how much like gangrene and mosquito bites killed people. Like not a habitable place really. Like honestly, even now I'm kind of like,
This shouldn't be like this.
Yeah, this shit shouldn't be it.
And the water's about to reclaim this shit anyway.
God. And the sinkholes are crazy. But essentially, like, what 1776 course was, it was just this course of, like, revisionist history, like rewriting American history.
Like how?
To say things about how wonderful the founders were and how ever knowing they were, how omnipotent they were, and like how they have like the best heart of like America. Rewriting things about enslaved people, about, you know, saying that, you know, enslavement wasn't necessarily a negative thing. It was like an aspect of the economy. You know,
normalizing that labor.
Well, I mean, when I was growing up, we were told, and this is something that I pushed back on a lot as a child, we were told the Civil War started because of states' rights, which a lot of students in the South are taught. And the follow-up question that you should ask, if
what
you...
What are the rights?
Yeah, states' rights to what? And the answer is states' rights to own and build their economy off of enslaved people. Yeah. And so the 1776 course would give history teachers like a $5,000 raise if they took it over the summer. And so everyone was like, are you going to take it? It's like an extra $5,000. And I was like, I wouldn't take it if they gave me an extra $10,000. I was like, absolutely the fuck not. I'm not sitting in a classroom so someone can tell me how to teach students bullshit history. That is just so fucking stupid.
That's basically like them asking you to suit up for the Confederacy and go fight for Robert E. Lee.
Yeah. Exactly. They were like, can you just put away all your values for an extra $5,000? I was like, I'm sorry, but what is $5,000 over the course of 12 months? That's literally fucking nothing. Like, if you want someone to sell out their values, could you give them more? Like, I don't know.
They deify these founding fathers, and I think it's cool. Like, the founding fathers like had some really cool, enlightened ideas. I mean, the whole America concept, it is an interesting concept, and the way they did it, it is interesting.
Sure.
But in reality, these were just like these dudes that were like educated, knew how to write, but were just kind of like, for the time, like hippies. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess, like, if I'm completely honest, at the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck what any of them have to say. Like, if I'm completely honest, like, I like the concept and the idea. It's like, well, that's because you love the musical Hamilton.
Oh my gosh. Don't make me say negative things about creative works.
No, you told me before the podcast started how much you love it.
Oh, when I was singing the song from Act 3?
Yeah, exactly.
That one that everybody knows?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But the founding fathers, like, as individuals, it's like, whatever, you know, like, these people they're not really that significant. But the ideas and the concepts, I think, are cool, but that's not really what they stress so much of in schools, I'm sure, because then it's like people would catch on to the idea of revolution.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do they teach that without being like, yo, you realize that these motherfuckers were in colonies? They were colonized people, even though they were like, you know, the descendants of these English motherfuckers. They were still colonized people, and they felt very oppressed.
Yeah.
And they started a revolutionary war with the largest empire in human history, and they won that shit. And the way they won it was like gruesome guerrilla warfare with radical concepts of combat and resilience and thwarting and deception, espionage. Like, don't they not want people to do that? Because that's exactly what America's about.
What do Americans call like guerrilla warfare now? They call it terrorism. Like, I mean, we can look at how Vietnam, in Vietnam, it's called the American War because technically we lost because Vietnam like drove us out of there because they were so adept at it. And it was also one of the most gruesome wars of our time. I didn't get to even teach Vietnam because in Florida, you don't learn about like more modern history.
They stop at the Freedom Dogs. What were those Freedom Franks or whatever?
Excuse me?
You don't know what they used to call hot dogs?
Oh, are you talking about French fries, Freedom fries?
Yes.
Okay,
because you can't talk about those guys. And then the Frankfurters, it's too German, so they're
Frankfurters. That's what my grandmother used to call
dogs.
it. Hot dogs. That's what they're called.
Yeah, but that's the Americanizing of like
other languages and stuff.
Yeah, well, they seem to have stopped there talking about that and like the.
I would say unless you're taking like a high level. Do you guys do AP here or not? Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you're taking like an AP level course, like maybe you're learning more critical stuff. Like in my college course, I got to learn way more critical history.
Like you guys talked about it in the classroom more.
We critiqued it more. Like it was more of like an actual.
No critique in none of my classes.
Really?
No.
No, yeah,
I never took AP classes.
This was an AP. Qualify. This was with my community college, like in Florida.
I was excluded. You know what's funny? I had my high school reunion the other day.
Old.
Huh?
I said old.
Me?
Yeah.
I guess so.
10 years since high school?
I feel very young. It feels like I'm prenatal. It feels like
prenatal is
before
crazy.
My 30s is kind of like I'm suspended in this embalming fluid.
Well, no, 28 is basically 40. But 33 is like 26. That's how I feel about that.
Okay. Yeah, I feel that.
Like 33 is your Jesus year. It'll be great. I think that my best year will be 33.
I like that year. I will be wild at 33.
Oh, 100%. Like I can't wait. I think I'll be partying again at 33. I think that I'll be like outside all the time at 33. I think 33 will be a great year for me. But go on.
I think so too. I was talking about my reunion. A lot of these kids would mention, they'd be like, oh, in my AP English or my AP Art or like AP, and they'd be like, oh, weren't you in that? Like, don't you remember? And I'm like, no, bro, I was in the fucking standard classes. Because
congratulations. I think everyone should just be in the standard classes.
It was so difficult and challenging to get into those courses, and they were so intimidating. I really don't know much about them. Yeah, and it's like, why would I take on more fucking stress?
Me, I took on as much stress as I could handle.
For the sake of, like, that's like getting the degrees, right? Like the certificates. It's like AP course.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
it was so nerdy. Who the fuck cares?
And it's like, doesn't it go towards like a college credit and like you get less?
It goes towards a college credit if you pass the test.
If you pass the test and if you take like the qualifying course in college, so it like cancels out. Like at that point I was just like, I am not thinking that far into the future, like consciously. Like I don't want to help myself out. I don't give a fuck. I'm not doing more work to unburden myself later. Like,
God, I am genuinely so envious because the child that I was in middle school and early high school was, my dad would come in.
Like a dweeb?
Thank you. That was so kind of you. Jesus Christ. My dad would come into my room and be like, okay, time to go to bed. And I'd be like, you don't understand. I have to finish this.
I have to finish my homework.
No, literally. My dad still makes fun of me for this. He would come in and he would be like, go to fuck to bed.
I have to proofread my assignment.
No, exactly.
I have to upload it to turn it in.
Oh, no, we didn't have that in my school.
You didn't have turn it in?
No, not yet. I went to school 2013 to 2017.
Yeah, turn it in was... its heyday.
I didn't have it until my college courses. I took college courses from 16 to 18, but
they were checking for plagiarism like a motherfucker.
My doctor, my pediatrician, literally made me drop 2 classes my senior year because he was like, "You are way too stressed out for a 17-year-old girl." And I was like,
doctor to notice that.
Oh, my doctor was amazing. I talk about my pediatrician all the time. He was an amazing guy. He still is. He still practices.
He should do a podcast.
Yeah, actually. Dr. Galati, if you're listening, which I'm sure you are, because everyone does, like you should get a podcast. But
I mean, a lot of doctors you see they do well on podcasts and just general media if they have insights. Rhonda Patrick.
I don't know who that is.
Peter Attia.
I don't know who that is.
These are medical doctors that have like a deep understanding of like human experience, nutritional science, physical wellness. So they would, suggest something like that, or they'd be like, hey, you should try this out, or like,
oh yeah,
this supplement.
My doctor was fully like, you need to start meditating.
Right, yeah.
He was like, you need to drop those classes. He's like, because I'm afraid it's going to kill you. And he was like, and if none of that works, if none of these things I'm telling you works, he goes, we need to talk about anti-anxiety meds. He was like, because you are way too high strung for a 17-year-old girl.
Do you distrust doctors or like the... Because when I said that there are doctors that are like good speakers, you're like who? I can't believe.
No, I meant like I was hoping that you would give me like a podcast that maybe I've heard, like that I've listened to.
Oh yeah, I mean they have very successful podcasts.
Yeah, I mean I love listening to medical podcasts.
Or like Matt Walker, he's a sleep scientist.
Yes, okay, I've heard of him.
David Sinclair, he's longevity. These are Harvard, and so
I don't.
PhDs.
I am not incredibly distrustful of doctors. I will say that I've been in rooms with doctors that I'm like, Man, I really can't tell if you give a shit if I live or die. But thankfully, personally, I've had some pretty great doctors. My pediatrician, wonderful. Most of my doctors now I'm just like so in love with because they listen and they give a shit. Unfortunately, like my grandparents and my dad have had like some really just doctors with the bedside manner of like, I don't know, the Grim Reaper. It's like just terrible bedside manner.
I like that image of the Grim Reaper standing at my bedside. Like,
well, that's exactly why I don't like when my dad goes to some of his doctors, like when I was younger.
the old school doctors are just like, damn, you don't think outside of those lines that you have memorized in your head.
And here's like the doctor that
I don't listen to what you hear online. It's like,
no, I remember I'm passing some guys in my neighborhood, like you were talking about how everyone's like outside in the summer, and like that's what we want. Like we want to see like people in community thriving. I see some of these like older guys in my neighborhood who are like older white guys, like Greek, Irish, Italian, all that good stuff, and they were killing me because they were going, and then the doctor goes, so what medication are you on? How the fuck am I supposed to know? I'm on 8 pills a day. He goes, that's why you have my chart right in front of you.
Oof, 8 pills a day. What are you taking?
Most
taking meds for like that, like
blood pressure, cholesterol.
What the fuck?
Probably an antidepressant to deal with something. Like, I mean, not to deal with something, to deal with like how your heart can race from those medications. Like, there's just so many things.
They're all just feeding each other, and it's just like, yeah, take this to offset that, and this and that and this, and it's like.
I mean, I guess, but I don't know. I understand why people are skeptical of pharmaceuticals. I mean, shit, my mom went through cancer treatment. Like, I understand what that's like to be skeptical of that. But I also think, like, you know, sometimes the way that society has continuously pushed people to, like, the brink of, like we are not supposed to be under this much stress. Like,
yeah,
we are
I think
not.
There's a difference between medicating your stress and medicating your blood pressure. There's a serious difference. I mean, but blood pressure issues are from lifestyle issues, like sedentary lifestyle issues.
Sure, but also sometimes complications from other medication that you need.
Right. Let's say, like in a vacuum, it's from your diet, it's from your stress as well, your sleep. So it's like, address those before like blood pressure medication that has mad side effects that you take other medications for. Well,
I guess it wouldn't shock you to hear that most social workers, like when they come together, they're like, so all these problems that this person is having, like mental health wise, physical health wise, they're like, you know, physical body wise, like if they have a disability or something, it probably all caused by like the world that they live in. Like, yeah. I don't remember who reported it, but I think maybe MIT reported that people diagnosed with schizophrenia in the United States, instead of like in more communal areas of like, you know, India or like sub-Saharan Africa, people with schizophrenia in like New York City do so much worse because of just this constant stress, like in the United States, of like, well, not even New York City, but just like having to make money all the time, having to constantly pay rent on the first of the month.
Burden of life.
I mean, yeah. I mean, think about it. If you're already not feeling well physically or mentally, and then someone's like, by the way, we need $2,000 so you don't get kicked out of your house. Ads. Yeah, by the way, we need your dentist needs $250 to clean your teeth, which don't even get me started on why dental is not included in our medical insurance. But if like all of these things just compound on one another, and it makes you sicker, like it does.
Yeah, and that's where I understand like where the medication comes in for sure. It's like, well, I can't address all of these things, so this will help me shortcut it. It's just the problem with the pharmaceutical thing is like it does have these side effects that it's like, fuck, that's kind of worse though.
It should be illegal for pharmaceutical companies to put ads. I've been watching the show Dying for Sex on Hulu, and every other commercial is, yes, I have Hulu with commercials, but every other commercial is fucking like some kind of drug. And I'm like, this should not be allowed.
Yeah, I get a lot of eczema commercials.
Yes, Evglis. Is it for Evglis?
Oh, they're fucking monopolizing everything then, because it's like literally every commercial break. Yeah. What is that?
I guess it's for eczema. I don't know.
Like, is it very popular? I mean, is it like...
I don't have eczema.
Is eczema in style?
Eczema I know is like pretty common because it's just like a skin condition.
Yeah, I know. I'm being facetious, but
okay.
I see it so often that it's like, it must be like
coming
Mountain
back.
Dew, like you see a Mountain Dew commercial the same amount you'd see that, so it's like shit.
Do commercials like work on you? Like, do you ever like see a commercial and you're like, oh, I need that?
Commercials? Not really. I mean, I don't watch like ads. You mean? I don't really watch things that have commercials outside of like specifically that pharmaceutical commercial. It's like literally only that one that I see.
Yeah, all the time.
On this show that I watch, which is like the one show that, Yellowstone?
Oh, my dad loves that show.
Yeah, it's really cool. Well, I
is
like
Kevin Costner in that?
Yes.
Okay.
It's cool. It's a cool show. Like the concept is cool and stuff. But, that's the only show I've watched like in years. I really don't watch anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I've watched this whole series. They have other spinoffs and stuff. That's the only commercials that I see. But for those shows, like those advertisements, that doesn't work on me at all. Like, it's literally like, damn, like this is so stupid. And they try to retain your attention so much with like the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
Like it actively pisses me off.
My grandfather used to go insane because when we were a kid, we had like a TV, like a standalone TV with like the huge back, like a dinosaur now. My grandfather would go insane because he would notice that you could have the TV volume at 30 and it would be fine to listen to for your show, wouldn't be too loud, but the ads would come on and they'd be screaming at you and he'd be like, this should be fucking illegal, like this is ridiculous.
It's also because old people can't hear.
Well, yeah, but it's also a tactic to get attention again, and it should be, I think, like,
old people fall for marketing like crazy. Like boomers and up, they are full ass consumers. They are suckers for the commercials.
And you know what? A lot of people keep talking to me about like iPad babies, like about how like people just put their phone in front of like a toddler, and they're like, I can't believe they do that. And then all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, you're an iPad baby too. Like,
ugh. It's all really gross.
And even like boomers and like Gen X, I'm like, yeah, you guys are talking shit on like how kids don't go outside anymore.
They're like, oh, don't sit close to the TV. Like you watch, my mom used to go hard if I watched more than like 30 minutes to an hour of television.
Oh, really?
It would just be like, you're watching a lot of TV. I would watch more than that sometimes. Mm-hmm. But I remember there would be times where it's like, you've just been sitting here watching for like an hour and a half.
Get up.
Right. It's like you're dead ass like rotting. Yeah. But now it's like that's fully like a thing to do.
Now and people are just like, I'm bed rotting today. I'm going to like lay in bed and watch TV all day.
Vegging out. It's like, that language is so disgusting. But, now like I don't use my phone like really unless I need to. Mm. Like I'm not really ever casually using it. Maybe sometimes at home for like very brief moments. But in public with other people in a social setting, the fuck am I using my phone for?
Oh, it drives me insane.
Like, what am I really like? Not just pulling it out. It's like, okay, that's a reflex. Maybe check the time. You get notifications.
Making sure it's not something important.
Whatever it is. You're dead ass like the mode of what you're doing is consuming digital stimulus.
We are having a conversation about like my dead mom and you are scrolling on TikTok right now. And you're like, what the fuck?
Or like we're trying to go somewhere or like make a decision. Have like some sort of connectivity. And like it's not just that like, oh, you don't even care. Like I don't care if you care really. But you don't even realize what you're doing. Like you're dead ass possessed. Like I'm not saying like, oh, respect my conversation. You don't even realize what's happening to you. This is so controlling that your attention, your presence, your consciousness is dead ass hijacked.
You did a podcast with two people who have like an app.
Be Present, yeah.
Be Present, okay.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
plugging another episode for you.
Yeah, they're really cool dudes, and that idea, it's an amazing concept, and it was so much like synergy of like what this is. We talk about the city stuff, politics, housing, and all that stuff. The other side of it is the tech attention thing. Mm-hmm. Because if you have attention for more of the serious things, you'd do more about it, and people would. If there was like a class consciousness, whatever. So that's the other side of it is like your phone, that is a big thing. It's not just like, oh, it's the phones, right? Am I right? Like phones bad? It's like, yeah, bro, they are. But it's also bad.
These algorithms are designed to like just suck you of like your attention.
And also to convince people that anything else is non-conformist and therefore like, I don't know, weird. That's what like the word of the day is. Of TikTok and online media is like weird
or cringe,
even worse. So it's like if you're talking about this stuff, it's like, all right, stop preaching about it. Like we all know the phone's bad. It's like if you see it as like not that serious, it's because you don't have an identity or something you're trying to do. Like dead ass. Like what are you living for? What is your life about? You're just like falling through life.
Yeah.
And you're saying like, oh, it's not that serious. I just like to do this. Like you'll see this with people. Like, I mean, people have to do what they have to do, but people who work schedules that are like, oh, I did the morning shift and then I'm closing tomorrow, and then I have my day off on Wednesday. They fall into these cycles of like they're just going from day to day and then paycheck to paycheck, and then their life comes about. It becomes about the people around them and like their obstacles and all that stuff. But it's so moment to moment that there's no bigger picture stuff. And so talking about like, oh, you're using your phone, it'd be like, who the fuck cares? This is part of what I do. It's part of my cycle, my motion. Whereas like life is not like that. It should not be like that. It's like I have a goal, or there are specific things that I'm trying to do. And if I'm not doing something that directly serves a purpose, like why would I ever do that? It just wouldn't make sense. There was never anything like that in the past of like, this serves absolutely no purpose. Maybe alcohol, that's why there was prohibition. They went crazy on that shit.
Well, prohibition because women's groups were like, hey, my husband's coming home and beating me. Can we?
It was that, like the violence part, but it was also like, they were like, okay, well the men aren't doing shit and they're falling behind, and you know, our homes are being disintegrated. And then the Soviets and shit fell apart with the Russia shit, and everybody just kind of was like, all right, we can't do that. We can't, at least here they were saying that. And then there was the porn thing, like in the 70s.
Oh, like the like obscenity laws and stuff like that.
There was that in the 90s with like profanity and the explicit content labeling. But in the 70s and 80s, really, the 80s became more like of this purity thing of like,
because of Reagan.
Probably. It's
everything goes back to Reagan.
It's usually that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like this whole purity thing, anti-porn, like there's these things that just become so big and like destructive that they meet these checks. It's like, all right, well we can't do that shit anymore. There's like these things that waste time, or like gambling. That one hasn't gone away. I mean, it's like bigger than ever.
Are you into sports betting?
No.
I was just asking. Don't act so offended.
I'm always curious. I'm like, is it like, I talk about shit like this that's so like purposeful and intentional and stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, but I do love gambling. Like, but like, it just wouldn't line up.
Listen, everyone has everyone has things like quirks. We're humans.
It's so aimless. Like,
I mean, you get some money sometimes.
All of the things that I mentioned, like alcohol, yeah, it makes you social, it makes you fun and dance, and like you can enjoy it. Sure, it's really bad for you. I get it though. Like, it serves many purposes. Especially if you say, I just like to drink and hang out. It's like, well, what am I going to tell you?
Don't.
You like porn? You're like addicted to porn and shit? It's like, it's fucked up and you're really doing yourself a disservice, but it's like,
is that what you do? You
you're
shrug
really
your
horny.
shoulders?
You like sex. Like, sure, dude, like whatever. Video games, it's like, you're wasting a lot of time, but it's like, I get it. Gambling, it's like, yo, you're dead ass just getting the rush of possibly winning the money. And then of possibly losing it. Because
that's why it's an addiction.
The money, it's not about the money. No one
it's about the
does
rush.
It for the money.
It's the serotonin
but the rush
hit.
Of potential
or the dopamine
loss.
Hit.
Yeah, right. It's dopamine. It's like the consistent, like I'm up here because it's still a possibility. And then the change in reality changes the mind and the neurochemicals and stuff. So it's like, oh, damn, that high was crazy, even though I didn't get the money. So it's like, that's like literally the most aimless, dumb bullshit possible.
So gambling for you, top of the list, like stupid.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why social media is so fucked up, because it mimics the gambling slot machine.
I mean, well, when was the last time that you were on like a dating app?
A few years.
Yeah. So it's been quite a while for me. So, but even when like the dating apps like Tinder became like gamified, like it's literally under the game section, at least when I remember downloading it in college, under the game section in the App Store, because it gamifies like connection.
Human connection.
Yeah, it gamifies human connection, if you want to call what's on Tinder human connection. But
yeah, whatever that is.
Whatever the fuck that means.
I think all of those things have a purpose. Even dating apps, it's all the same stuff. It's the same mechanisms. But with gambling, it's just like there's literally no purpose. So when people ask me shit like that, I'm like, damn, we're in a place where like this is like a conversation. It's like, oh, do you gamble? Do you sports bet? A few years ago when it wasn't legal, you know, it wasn't really a conversation. It would be like, the fuck? Like, that's like a very specific thing for you to do. But now that people have it on their phones, it's very easily accessed, like a point of conversation. Like, you even asked that like in a friendly way, whereas like you would have probably not criticize or judge me if I
No,
were
not at all.
gambling.
I mean, I also probably would. I do my best to not be judgmental about anything that people enjoy. That's just like my rule of thumb.
I don't judge like individuals necessarily, like they are a bad boy.
But just the concept of gambling, you're like, ugh.
Yes, I am very critical of it.
The industry.
Yes, the whole, all of it.
This is a bad time to say that I did win like $280 one time off of a sports bet.
I've done it before too, but like even with that, it's just like that's something that I did and I won, and I lost the bet one time too, and I was like, that was whack. Like I just don't want to do that again.
Yeah, I mean, I went to my first casino, I think at like 21 in Florida. I was just like, my friend was like, let's go to the Hard Rock, and I was like, sure. You know, I play for a little bit and I lost $30, and I was like, okay, I'm done. And she was like, oh, you don't want to try to like win back your $30? And I was like, and risk losing more of my money that I worked hard for?
And then also, it's not going to feel that good. It's just going to be kind of like, I really didn't like losing that though. Like,
no.
Even if I gained $60 back, it'd be like, all right, nice. But like, I just didn't like that losing.
If someone gave me Monopoly money to play with and I could win like $100, I'd be like, oh, this is fucking great.
If you play sports or if you do something competitive, you will know that losing is worse than winning. I mean, losing, the feeling of losing is much worse and more impactful.
Much more intense than
the feeling of winning.
I was going to say, yeah, of course losing feels worse than winning, but no, I understand
There's
what you
not
mean.
even like joy necessarily attached to winning. It can be thrilling.
Well, also because a lot of people treat that stuff like you should be winning. Like that's the expectation. And I'm like, is it? Because like...
Yeah, but even with gambling, it's like the payoff, like winning the money, like if you needed that money or if it's like you're on the outs and you get a big hit or something like that, shit, okay, whatever. But that's not going to happen again.
Can I say something controversial yet brave?
Yes.
Okay, I feel like day trading is just gambling for nerds.
Yeah. I mean, it's...
I also just feel like genuinely like in the stock market, like it really is like...
Yeah, and trends and all. It's the same
bullshit.
exact thing.
It's such bullshit. Like...
Yeah. And it's not really for nerds. It's more people on the inside of that club. Like, sports is for the middle class. It's like the consuming middle class.
For the everyday Joe.
Right. And a lot of it is made to keep them there, and sports gambling does that. But the stock market and finances and bank trading and that shit, that's just boys club for the
rich
upper
get
class.
richer kind of thing.
Yeah, but of course it's gambling. Of course it's gambling.
When people are like, it's a science, I'm like,
fixed.
wrong. It is fixed.
Economic science is a thing.
Boo.
But that's not finances and like day trading and brokerage.
Economics used to be called like political economics. Like it was the same thing as like political science. Like I would never go to someone and be like, I have a bachelor's of science degree in political science, because no, I don't.
Yeah, it's not science in the way that like natural science.
It's not a science in the way that psychology or biology or, you know, a natural, like, you know, chemistry is.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
It's a science in the way of like, sure, we can study it, but like economics is deeply manufactured.
Yes, I agree with that. Especially here. It's like you're making it seem like this created species is a real animal.
They make it seem like supply and demand runs the world, and I'm like, wrong. No.
I had a few questions just like rush to my mind. Like, what do you think people think about? What do you think people think about you? Maybe not specifically you, or like people like you that have these like big thoughts and ideas, and whereas like they may not have like anything deep to think about.
So my knee-jerk response is like know-it-all. I used to get that a lot as a kid, which I'm sure everyone who knows me is probably nodding their head about that. But often got know-it-all a lot. I
got baby watermelon.
You got it pre-cut?
Yeah. Why?
Because you probably spent like double what you would have spent on like a normal watermelon.
This is $4.68.
For how? What's the weight?
Bad. I don't know. Look at it though. It's 3 nice slices. It doesn't have the weight? I'm not mad at that. I'm really not mad at that. And I bought these apricots.
It's 1.87 pounds.
Of course, a unsliced watermelon is way cheaper.
It looks good though. Wait.
Yeah, and it's like really nice size. It's like really convenient. I got these apricots for $7.
Oh, I thought they were dates.
They're dried fruits nonetheless. You want one?
Yeah. Are they good?
I like apricots a lot.
I don't know.
I like the feeling and the sort of like It's simple. It's not too sweet. It's not too like sour or like.
It's like a raisin. This tastes like a raisin.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, dried fruit. But apricots have the most potassium out of pretty much any food that you can get.
And what does that help you with?
Potassium is an electrolyte. So it helps your...
No cramping.
Right. It helps. That's potassium specifically for muscle cramping,
twitching,
like fluidity, twitching, all of that stuff. And you don't really get potassium from anything in your diet.
No, it would take like 1 million bananas for you to get a necessary amount of potassium.
3 apricots are more than 1 banana. And apricots are very small. And potassium's big.
What I just ate, is that a whole apricot? Or
yes.
no? Oh, okay.
Oh, like an entire dried apricot? I think it might be. I mean, it looks like it would be. Like, it's not cut.
I'm asking you.
I guess it would make sense. I never really thought about that. Because
Like,
they're little, but apricots are like this.
I guess it's the whole
when
thing.
you take out all the juice and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's probably that big.
Right, exactly. But 3 of those are more than a whole banana, and people are like, oh, I gotta eat like 2 bananas to get tons of potassium.
No, they have like
And then-
negligible amounts of potassium.
Exactly, and even avocados have more and stuff like that. But the potassium is so critical for like relaxing and unwinding and just kind of like easing of the mind and body. That's what the electrolytes do. Like the sodium's for like the firing of the synapses and thinking and all that stuff.
You can make your own electrolytes at home too. You can water, lemon, salt.
But the potassium is not something that you can really buy in a good natural form. It's just really hard to supplement, or it'll be like the nasty like trace things in there. Potassium specifically is like really hard to manufacture as a supplement. But that's why it's so crucial. Like the apricots are such a big thing, because it's like you need potassium if you're like remotely active, if you have sore muscles, if you feel fatigued, to like physically relax. And you don't get it from anything else. It really is such a big deal. You know, I like Michael Blake a lot.
He's my number 2.
Right. And that's what I think a lot of people are doing. And like recently they endorsed each other and stuff like that. But in that situation, I mean, like I believed in him more, and I donated to him and I worked with him on stuff. I would have put him first, but he's not going to win the election.
But that's okay.
But you see what I'm saying? It's like, well, if the vote mattered,
so
my vote literally wouldn't have mattered because I wouldn't have put him first.
Ranked choice voting means that all of your votes matter. You have like a wider breadth of vote. Does that make sense? Like, so your first pick doesn't get chosen. That's okay, because your second pick might get chosen, or your third.
Okay.
So your vote gets shifted as people get knocked out. Maybe this is the fault of NYC to like not explain ranked choice voting better.
And it's all, they don't make it super easy, like, bro.
No, it's really confusing.
Like, I prioritize, like, I'm principled, but like,
not that principled.
That's like too much.
You were like, my polling site's a mile away. Fuck that.
Literally though, it's my mom voted. Sure, she voted for Zoran. She don't know about that shit.
Amazing.
There's a lot more rhyme than I would have liked, so maybe I did.
Where'd you buy it from?
Maybe I did get ripped off. I'm gonna say the J word. I think that is kind of fucked up, because like that is like people's life and culture, and it's like, damn.
The J word?
Gypped.
Oh, it's.
Or is it a G?
I think it's a G, because it's supposed to be the slur for,
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, damn, that is kind of fucked up, because it's like directly like the name of the people that you're saying do this.
Yeah, it's really fucked up. And I actually never really heard Romneys be called that in a derogatory way until I moved to Queens.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like here, that's like a thing.
I was like, because someone was talking about someone stealing. Someone stole.
Like they're fucking gypsies.
Someone stole from my local, like a consignment shop that like a young woman in the neighborhood runs, and she curates everything. Honoria Boutique, like she's wonderful. Someone walked in and stole like almost $2,000 worth of shit, which like fuck you for that. Like that's fucked up. This woman that runs it, her grandmother makes some of the clothing in there. Do you want to maybe take a bite of the watermelon into the microphone so everyone can hear too?
Oh yeah, they're definitely hearing that.
Do you want to just maybe right into it? But just so fucked up. But yeah, I never really heard it as a slur until very recently. Super fucked up.
Yeah, that's why.
The mic.
That's why I didn't want to say it, because
you can bleep it.
Yeah, like I'm not super. I mean, I do swear a lot, like a lot more than I would like to.
Oh, I swear a lot.
I try not to do it as much.
I have the mouth of a sailor, unfortunately.
My parents grew up cursing a lot. In New York, you curse a lot. And from the time I was a kid, I was cursing a lot. But now that I've gotten older, I'm like, I do see how it's either lazy or it can like take away from something, or it can just be too harsh.
You know, I used to think that, and then I was just like, but it feels so good to curse sometimes. Like
it offloads stress.
It is so wonderful. Like it is, and also sometimes there is nothing, like I have no other words in my head than to call someone like some curse word that I'm thinking of. Like,
and see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not the type to like police shit like that. But
yeah.
With that one specifically, I'm like, that one does feel like kind of fucked up.
Oh, because it's a slur. That's why that's why it feels fucked up.
It's like such a direct slur though. Like it's way worse than like retarded. Like retarded is like, you know, it has problems and stuff like that.
That's also not great though. And
it's not great.
That's really big in New York. I hear that word all the time, and I'm just like,
I really grew up saying that a lot.
And I was just like, I remember, oh God, I don't know, maybe it was like last year. I was walking around one day and I couldn't believe that people were like just using it like that. Because I don't know, maybe it was just because like I was a teacher. So like I don't like anything that kind of like others, like students with developmental delays or anything like that. But
yeah.
I was just so shocked by how freely people use it. And I don't know, I was just also like raised to be like, just call someone a fucking idiot. Like, just be like, you're so fucking stupid. Like,
yeah, in New York, we used retard and gay a lot. Like, growing up in the 2000s, like, that is what you said.
Did you ever see the Hillary Duff commercial about not saying gay as a derogatory term?
No.
So she like these two girls are like, this girl goes, is this shirt cute? And she goes, no, it looks really gay. And Hillary Duff pops out of nowhere and she was like, we really shouldn't say like gay to me when you say something is like ugly. That would kind of be like girl wearing a skirt as a top. And like one of the girls is wearing a skirt as a top.
That's a really bad example to illustrate that though.
It was so stupid. It's like so iconic though. Like if you Google like Hillary Duff, like anti, like, not anti-gay, not that, but like.
This was Hillary Duff though, who's Disney.
Yeah.
And then it's like, why is Disney telling us this?
But it's not Disney because this was after her Disney time. She was like a.
But where was the commercial coming from?
The commercial? I don't even remember. It must have been like on ABC or something like that.
That's a Disney company.
Well, now it is, but it never used to be.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who pays for that shit though? And who would make like a whole?
It was probably like, I mean, it was early 2000s. So like the conversation was just like about like, hey, maybe we don't use like
that's not like somebody's morality being like, we shouldn't say this. It's more of like, there is a group with money who is like, we got to put this shit on ABC.
I mean, I guess we can talk about the conspiracy theorists of like.
It's not a conspiracy theory though. You would just literally see who funded it. We would say
it like probably was like
paid for by the foundation for something.
Like the Trevor Project or something, like a queer nonprofit that probably paid for it.
They had the money to do that back then?
Do you want to Google it?
I'm just curious about like where stuff like that.
I'm trying to tell you a funny thing that Hillary Duff did in the early 2000s to make people like you stop saying gay as a derogatory term.
I'm investigating.
And you're investigating.
Yeah, I don't know when I stopped saying that. I guess when people started going really hard about that kind of shit, like.
Not you rolling your eyes about that.
Huh?
Not you rolling your eyes about that.
It is like a little too much. It's like, yo, come on. I don't know.
It's not too much. We just shouldn't be using like defining factors of people's lives to like use as derogatory terms. Like I think it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
There's also so many amazing curse words that you can say. Like,
but all of them, there's so many like problems. Like a lot of the ones that are derogatory to like somebody's behavior, like, oh, you're pussy, you're soft, you're lame.
Oh yeah, I learned about that one.
You're even dumb. That was like, the dumb is supposed to be like a ableist sort of thing. Stupid is also an ableist thing. Like all of these things, or like I said, like the feminine ones, like your pussy. It's like, the fuck? What are we supposed to say then? And I'm not saying like we're supposed to be allowed to say these, and like there shouldn't be cancel culture. It's not really that. It's more of like, well, where do we draw the line? Because how are we gonna use? Like some people would say like you shouldn't even say fuck. You shouldn't even say shit.
Oh, no. Those need to stay in the English language.
Why that, though? Because it doesn't have to do with people?
Because it feels so good to say. Like, I love being like, this is a piece of shit.
But if it's equally offensive, that's my point. It's like,
what about, is fuck like offensive to like people because they're like...
Yeah. Some people really just don't want to hear curse. Like an older person, like you would never say...
Oh, not in front of my grandfather. Oh my God, I remember
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like to them, it would be very offensive. Like... Sometimes to me, it's like, yo, you're cursing too much. I curse a lot, but there are times when it's like...
every other word.
This feels offensive because it doesn't fit the mood.
Okay.
And I understand, obviously, that since it's attached to people and their identity and whatnot, I understand that. But all of these things are offensive one way or the other. They're meant to be. They're curse words. Like that, they're swears. That's what I'm just curious, like where you think the line would be drawn. Because I grew up saying those things, and I don't really use them now, but...
I think on like the identity portion of that, probably, like for me is probably where I draw the line for a lot of things. I'm not really worried. I mean, I have offended people before by how much I curse. I mean, my next door neighbor in Florida that I had not been introduced to heard me curse and literally clutched like imaginary pearls because I was like, oh yeah, that's fucking bullshit. And she went, and I was like,
yeah, she's like holding on for dear life. That was very offensive. I mean,
she's
her.
Also told my father that she's really sad that my dad is going to go to hell. So like, you know, she's not really my type of person anyways. So
right, but that's what I'm saying though. Like, what if I were to say like, well, I don't like gay people anyway, so I don't care what they have to say if I say that thing is gay. They're not my kind of people. That would be fucked up.
Yeah, but I think her...
Like these evangelists and like very religious people, like they're people too, and they have their beliefs and stuff like that.
Sure, but I think your beliefs are... I don't think we are what we believe, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think that our belief systems are who are our identities. Like, I think they're what we believe in as people.
What if somebody were to say your sexual choice and your preference wouldn't be your identity? Like, I wouldn't define myself as a straight man. Like, I don't define...
You wouldn't? I would.
No. I'm saying, like, my identity isn't defined by that. Like, being like, I like women, that's like who I am. I do, and I am straight, but it's like, it's not part of... It's not really like a central thing.
I guess this is a good question. Maybe it's just because I don't value religion. I value I value like people's love for one another. I value people's like cultural background.
I don't really value people's sexual orientation. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, it's not that I care. I mean, it's not something that I'm like holding very deeply like in my like spirit that I'm like, I need to know.
But gay pride is the essence of that.
Well, pride has been co-opted by a lot of corporations.
I don't really mean that sort of pride, like the literal pride. I mean like having like the
being
sort
proud
of
your sex. But I think it also comes from a place of like, you know, it for so long, like, I mean, I still know older like queer people who were arrested for being gay in public. And I think it comes from like that kind of space of just kind of understanding that who you are for so long was demanded to be repressed. And I don't really think there's ever been a time where evangelicals have been like, you know, there's been a thumb on the scale against like evangelical Christians.
So that's what it kind of is. Like, if you don't have an oppressive force on you, then you are supposed to endure this sort of devaluing of
Let's not say endure. If you think me saying fuck is the equivalent to like using like...
No, it's not the it's not about equating it. It's about...
Just like
they do react the same way though. Like, it really is like... offensive if it's about not offending people.
It's to me it's not about not offending people. I can say that I offend people probably often, not because I am like callous or because I'm bigoted in any way.
So why do you draw the line at slurs?
Because it's not in my value set to like utilize to weaponize like someone's identity and like historical background like against them. Like it's not something there. I'll offend people by saying like, you know, I think the paint color to the house that you picked is gross. Like, I think that looks like pea soup on the walls. And like when they ask
those are their choices though.
Yeah, sure. But the choice is like, has your mother ever told you like if someone can't change it in 5 seconds, maybe don't mention it to someone?
No, but I like that rule of thumb.
Yeah, it's like if you're in middle school and you point out someone's pimple on their forehead, but they can't make the pimple go away, you're an asshole for doing that.
I think that has some exceptions to it because there are things that some people can't fix in 5 seconds that I would mention, which is like...
But you probably wouldn't mention it in a room full of people.
I would never embarrass somebody to that degree.
Well, that's what middle schoolers fucking do.
Put someone on the spot. Yeah, no, I was.
Do you want to tell the Twizzlers story?
Oh, the big XL Twizzlers for... my middle school girlfriend.
I'm sorry, I think this is like the third time I've made you repeat this story.
It is a good story in hindsight.
It's just funny. It's just, and it's so cute because
I was also being frugal, economical. It was, well, look.
You liked a girl, you bought her a big ass thing of Twizzlers, but you didn't want to seem like you were doing too much, so you started handing them out.
And that also painted the wrong picture because it was like, well, why are you handing them all out if they're not for me? You know what I'm saying?
It was cute. Like, that's such a cute thing to do.
It is.
And how old are you? You were like 11 or 12?
Yeah, I was like dead ass in 6th grade.
Aw.
And it was like a big ass bucket of Twizzlers. But I was like, well, the little pack is like 16 cents less. I'm going to get the value size. You know, I got supersized.
Yeah. And you were like, she loves Twizzlers and I love her. So I want to give her like this big ass thing of Twizzlers.
Yeah, it's thoughtful.
But I can't give her all of them because that would be insane.
Yeah, I did that today on the train. I gave these dudes money.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant you were buying like a giant thing of Twizzlers.
I had a lot of coins, like dollar coins and quarters. And I'm like, well, I don't care about this. And I give people stuff all the time. But I didn't want to give all the coins because it would feel like too much. You have to know these sort of intuitive limits of like, well, what is this about? I wanted to recognize them and give and contribute. Like, I wasn't going to be there like clapping it up and stuff like that. But I wanted to contribute to it. And they were good. It was like very classic New York, like getting light and shit. I'm like, that's cool.
Were they dancing or were they like doing like gymnastics?
A little bit of both. It was like getting light and then Showtime, which is that's
yeah, I love
is.
Showtime.
So I didn't want to give them a handful of fucking coins, even though I didn't really even want the coins. Like, and I like to give people stuff. But if I gave them all of them at once, like the big handful of coins, it's like, well, it's too much. It would feel like, all right, well, chill out.
I feel like you're making an assumption about what people would think.
It's not even so much about what they would think. It's more so of what the moment calls for.
Okay.
If you give a girl in 6th grade a giant bucket of Twizzlers and she's like in front of everybody and like all of them are there and nobody else has any.
Middle school's a different beast. Like being in 6th grade is like, look what this asshole did.
If I gave somebody something in front of everybody and it's like so much of something, but it's only for them, it's like the moment is weird. And it's like, oh, okay, well, is she going to share? I was like, well, no, like I'm going to make it so that this is all the thing that people can, like the love is passed around.
You should have just given her the whole fucking thing.
You think so?
Yeah. I think it would have been sweet, and she could have chosen to share with it with who she wanted.
Nah, I don't care. I would have done it the same way. I really do like that logic. Like I like it's like moderation, and it's like something not being too sweet.
Why didn't you, like, I don't know, put them, like, since you wanted to be fucking frugal or whatever, why didn't you just put them in like a little Ziploc and hand those to her and be like, hey, I got you these?
That's way too much. She had to see the branding. This was 2008.
Were they Twizzlers or Red Vines?
They were the fuck out of here.
I like Red Vines.
The B grade. I don't even know what that is.
They're like Twizzlers, but they're a different flavor, I think.
I don't even like candy. She liked candy.
I don't even like candy. Okay.
I like chocolate. Chocolate's good.
Is chocolate not considered candy?
Chocolate's chocolate. Candy is like Sour Patch Kids.
Are you eating like you're probably doing like 90% cacao, like chocolate?
Now? I mean, I don't eat chocolate, but if I were, it would be something like that, yes. I said I like, there's a difference between things that I like and things that I eat. I make choices. My choices have consequences.
Yeah, same. I love aspartame. Love Diet Coke. Love a Red Bull, sugar-free.
Actually, though?
No, it's probably not the aspartame. I'm not even a huge fan of Diet Coke, but I do love sugar-free Red Bull. But honestly, this one with monk fruit extract is pretty good.
Yeah, all the artificial sweeteners are like 300% more sweet than actual sugar, and they can fuck with your blood sugar the same. But you know, it's not calories, and it's not so like.
Is
sugar's fucked up too?
Erythritol?
Erythritol. It's like a sugar alcohol.
Oh, okay. And then taurine.
Taurine is like a
so this still has artificial shit in it. Okay.
Of course.
Well, here I am thinking I'm making the healthy decision with my energy drink.
Well, Red Bull, I don't think they're there with the healthy yet.
No.
But that is what the marketing premises are.
No, yeah.
Like,
it's
you see the zero with everything now.
Yeah, and you see like the clean girl bullshit with your makeup.
Right. I mean, there's something to that. Like, it's something to, like, you know, minimizing a lot of this shit. But with vitamin water, I think you're seeing like a clear, like, all right, you can drink the zero stuff with zero sugar, calories without it being like too overbearing with like the ingredients and stuff like that. There is still stuff in it. There's probably like, you know, whatever it is, and the dyes or whatever. I don't know. But they use the monk fruit. They use they don't use stevia leaf extract or like the the artificial sweeteners that fuck with your blood sugar. I don't think monk fruit really does that. So that is one of the few ones that I'm like, that's actually a good guy. So in this like battlefield of like marketing tactics.
What was your favorite candy growing up then?
Snickers.
Ugh.
But that's a chocolate. Snickers. I mean, like candy, like I did like the sour Skittles sometimes, but that's
loved sour Skittles.
That shit was too much though. That's just
I loved it.
That's just like cocaine.
Me and I would like challenge my dad to like eat the yellow ones because I thought they were the most sour. So
yeah, that shit fucked my teeth up. I'm not gonna lie, like that shit would sting like really badly, and I'd be like, "This is not."
I was never allowed to have like dots or like milk duds. Like my dad was like, "That shit's gonna ruin your teeth." Absolutely not. It's gonna pull out a filling.
I think all of them do to a degree.
Oh no, but like, have you ever had a milk dud? That thing is like chewing on a rock.
Yeah, they are strange.
Yeah, they're not. A bunch of people love them. I think
if you have like one at a time and like really sit with it, it's kind of like a
yeah. But what child is like sitting with a milk dud?
The meditative ones. I
guess so.
There's some mindful ones out there.
I really hated runts. I thought they were gross.
They have like no sour or anything. They're just like the flat little ones. Yeah.
Smarties I liked.
I don't remember those.
The little like
the little Pez candies.
Yeah, kind of like Pez. Kind of.
Yeah. It's like the chalk that has like a little sting to it.
Yeah, and the kids would like crush them and like pretend to smoke them.
What were they doing?
So like you could like crush them in a certain way to where like you could make it look like a cigarette and go like really quick. Like you could like breathe in really quick and breathe out, and you would like breathe out the dust. So kids would get in trouble in my school all the time because they would make it look like they were smoking.
They're practicing. Okay. Because there was the candy cigarettes.
Oh yeah.
Which they were just like little Camel Lights or whatever they're supposed to be.
Yeah, like little skinny cigarettes, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't even know like who was pretending to smoke with those. They're just candy sticks. It was like a pixie stick.
Yeah, I was not big on this sort of stuff. It's a weird world. The candy world is very odd.
Did you go trick-or-treating as a kid? What's that like here?
Nah, they didn't have that. There was, Manhattan Plaza, you might have heard of this.
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet, Alicia
Chalamet,
Keys.
yeah.
I gave up on that.
Chalamet? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm putting the M first. But yeah, so they're from Hell's Kitchen. They grew up here, and like that whole building is like a big theatrical.
Oh, that's like a Mitchell Lama building,
yes,
right? Okay,
yes.
Yeah. And was that like the place where you went if you wanted to get candy?
That's the only place that really did trick or treating as it's known.
Okay.
In, like suburban areas. But you have to live there to do that. I went a couple times because I knew people in there. But
Alicia
it was
Keys.
literally a couple times.
Yeah, because you knew Alicia Keys.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, like that.
She would be like, yeah, he's good. He's with me. I'm like, yeah, stupid. But yeah, no, people were not trick or treating like that. Halloween in New York was like a scary thing. Being like,
did you guys have the clown shit here?
Yeah, we did
in like 2016.
Yeah,
God,
but that wasn't like.
You were still in high school in 2016.
No, I was in college. I was a freshman or sophomore.
Wait, are you 29?
I'm 28.
Are you gonna be 29 this year?
No, I just turned 28.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you're a Gemini. You just had a birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. The clown thing, there was like Staten Island sightings, and then yeah, so it was like just keep them over there, and that checks out. And then I think Long Island, which is like this has some sort of like socio-political connection. Because people in Manhattan and Brooklyn, like that just wouldn't happen. Like if somebody were to be doing that, it's like, yo, you have a clown mask on and you're like doing some shit, like I'll fucking
like
beat you
holding
up.
a knife. Yeah, like I'll beat the shit out of you.
Get the fuck out of here. In Staten Island, it's like, I don't know, they're more scared over there or something.
In Florida, people have guns, so like when the clown thing happened, people were like, yeah, try it. They were like,
yeah, what the fuck?
I mean, not that I support that at all, but like, because it was mostly just stupid fucking kids with like a mask on. And I didn't want to see anyone get hurt, but I was just like, this is so stupid.
Yeah. But yeah, New York in Halloween was always fucked up, like the gang initiation day.
Really?
Yeah. Is that not a thing elsewhere? It might have been just a New York thing. Like,
it might have been, but maybe not where I was from.
People initiated people into gangs on Halloween, specifically Bloods and other little factions of them.
We had the same fucking rules. Like, you can't wear bandanas to school and shit. But like, growing up, like,
I mean, gangs in Florida are probably centralized in like Miami, Liberty City, and
yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know. I didn't see much of it growing up. I don't know anyone who saw much of it growing up. Like, we were definitely like there were definitely like, drug dealers and shit like that. Like, my high school, tons of drugs moved through my high school, like especially
it's
pills.
more like a drug thing.
Yeah, especially pills. Pills were huge.
Like they have the dogs like walk through.
Oh my God, I remember kids like fucking losing their mind in their seat, just like picking their nails because they had shit in their lockers.
Shit.
And I was like,
that must
man,
be the craziest feeling, like you dealing with the law in school.
And they got drug dogs in the school, or sometimes bomb dogs, because sometimes we get bomb threats, all that shit.
Yeah, we just had motherfuckers with knives and shit.
We had some knives, some guns. One of the largest mass shootings was in Florida, so had a lot of that shit.
Florida's wild.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of the tension and animosity of New York, but with like gun violence and road rage.
I don't even know how to describe Florida sometimes. Like, I have so many great memories there and also so many literal horrible memories that I'm like, I don't even want to go back there anymore. Like,
I wouldn't want to go there.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Like, no, like straight up, like I wouldn't want to be anywhere in Florida, like especially as it progresses. Like, shit is fucked up.
No, yeah, Florida, especially now, it's just like turning into like such a fascist like state too. It's just like, why would anyone want to come here?
It's just gonna do its own thing. Like, these states are clearly gonna try and do
so many New Yorkers raise their eyebrows when I say we don't have a state income tax. All of a sudden people are like,
oh, that's nice.
They're like, really?
So
and I'm like,
what's the trade-off, bro?
And I'm like, yeah, the trade-off is like, if you're aging in Florida, you don't have any services. Like, I remember sitting on like a town hall where like a 73-year-old man was like, I just had to get a second job because my social security doesn't pay for me to live here.
Oh, that's probably like all the old people in Walmart and shit like that. It's like, damn, it's kind of sad.
It's not kind of sad. It's horrifying.
Yeah.
It is like so upsetting. It's just indicative of like a larger issue.
Yeah. I just keep thinking about like in South Park when the old people were working in the Walmart and the Walmart was like this actual alive entity and it would swallow up these old people. It was a metaphor, but it's also like really comical.
You were
like,
a South Park kid?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sure. 100%. Like, that was probably my favorite adult show.
Really?
From the time I was like in middle school, yeah, absolutely.
Man, I think I can like count on both hands the amount of like South Park episodes.
You don't think?
No, I think I can count on like both hands the amount of South Park episodes I've seen.
Well, I mean, if you don't like, there's a lot of barriers to entry with adult cartoons. It's like, I don't like the voices, I don't like the animation, I don't like this, or like, it's just too much for me. But
yeah, aren't there like 30 seasons of it or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh my God.
But it's a great show. It's one of the greatest shows of all time. Like, it's social, political criticism. It's funny. It's destructive of all this shit.
I like that one of the creators has his daughter like as a toddler saying like all the curse words. I find that to be
Ike,
like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess it's the baby. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's also like deeply offensive while also, you know, like pushing these boundaries of what can be offensive and also funny and also like, can we legally get away with it? It's great. I mean, that's what you need. Culture needs a check like that. And if it's humor and if it's good, it's great. South Park is amazing stuff. I can't recommend it necessarily to anybody unless I know their sense of humor. Because like the messaging and the cynicism, it's not going to resonate unless you really think the shit is funny, which I do. Like the imitations of celebrities and all this stupid shit that goes on. It's funny. It's really good stuff. And they're smart dudes, Matt and Trey Parker.
Wait, so what would you say, like, if you had to choose like 3 movies or like 3 shows or like a mixture of the 3, like, or the mixture of the 2, what would you say are like some of your favorite movies or TV shows?
Television is easier because I think I watched the best of television that there is. I liked Breaking Bad a lot. I watched it far after it came out.
I only saw the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, the last season, it was just like, I don't know.
I only ever watched those last 2.
I liked the first few seasons and like the Ascension. The whole thing was really good, but I like the concept, the execution. It's great television. Incredible writing, great storytelling. That was the first show that ever made me like, yo, I deadass can't stop watching it. Like, I have to watch the next few episodes. I have to binge it. I think The Wire is also one of the best creations of television and like storytelling. Sopranos is really good. I liked Seinfeld a lot. I liked Curb Your Enthusiasm a lot.
Curb is great.
Yeah.
Curb is great because it's just Larry David, like living his own life.
Yeah, I mean, recently it's just kind of like, it's a little too much. It got too popular, I think.
Oh, I haven't seen the newer seasons.
Yeah, like the really new, it's just like, it's too much, too formulaic. I mean, he's older, but yeah, that's all great television. There's probably other like sitcoms or like shows here and there, but those are like the titans of television to me. Movies, I like a lot of nihilistic movies like Fight Club, Memento.
I haven't seen either of those.
Oh, those I would recommend you watch. Those are really good movies. These like social commentaries with these like bleak, stark environments. And then I like some Tarantino stuff like Inglourious Bastards.
Love Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, Django Unchained is really good.
Oh, Jamie Lee Foxx is amazing.
What else do I like? I like a lot of Denzel's movies. I like him a lot.
I love Denzel Washington.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
Have you seen Fences?
Yes, I love that movie.
Amazing movie.
All the Tennessee Williams stuff is really good too.
That's August Wilson.
Oh, right. Tennessee Williams is Marlon Brando.
Streetcar
Named Desire.
Yeah, Stella.
Yeah, the fucking playwright. What's his name? The August Wilson?
August Wilson.
He's from Tennessee, or like the stories are in Tennessee or something
Some
like that.
of them, they change places, but Fences, I think, takes place in New York. August Wilson did the century cycle with telling stories from the perspective of like black families through each decade of the 20th century.
Yes, okay, that's what I was thinking about.
But all of them in different places. Like Jitney is in Philadelphia, I think, because that's where the Jitney runs.
I gotta watch those. They're also plays though, right?
They're all plays. So
Yeah,
Fences
yeah.
is a play first, and then Denzel had, I think, originated the role on Broadway, and then they made it into a film with Viola Davis as well. And Viola Davis, I believe, was his co-star on Broadway as well. That movie's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's some good stuff.
Have you seen Philadelphia with Denzel?
No, that's the lawyer.
Mm-hmm. It's about the
Dude has AIDS or something.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard about that when I was a kid. People used to always talk about it. Be like, yo,
One of the saddest movies you could ever watch. It's so sad.
Yeah. I don't love sad movies. I don't like sad movies or horror movies. I like thrillers.
Oh, I
a lot.
love horror movies.
You know what movie I love that's like new, like a blockbuster? Mission Impossible.
I have never seen a Mission Impossible movie.
The first ones are just like action movies, and they're like, they're just cool and entertaining. The last two, I think the last three, they're really good.
Really?
Like, they're really entertaining. And the last two are about, like the sort of Armageddon, AI, these nuclear things. It's really good. It's just really well done. The stunts are incredible and stuff. But outside of it being entertaining, it's like it speaks on society or whatever. Like, I like movies that do
We
that.
live in a society. You like movies like that.
Yeah. Movies that do that well, though, it's like, fuck, that shit's crazy. Because it's like a fictionalized version, but it's like, that could happen. You should definitely watch Fight Club and Memento. Like, very, very good movies. I also like movies that are like set in New York, like Taxi Driver.
Have you seen A Bronx Tale?
No.
I have to recommend it.
I think too many kids in my high school liked it. Like, all these Italian kids would like reference it too much.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I'm like,
Guilty.
yeah, you spoiled me on that. You soured me on The Bronx Tale. I watched Once Upon a Time in America. You ever seen that? It's a really long
My
movie.
dad loves that fucking movie.
Old timers would definitely love it. Like,
That
it
in
came out around
Brooklyn.
then.
Have you seen Brooklyn? My dad loves that movie.
Yeah,
Gangs of New
like
York.
something like that.
My dad
Yeah,
loves.
that's a good. That's good.
I haven't seen Saturday Night Fever, but my dad
That's John Travolta.
Yeah, it's all the Bee Gees music, disco.
Yeah, I like
it's
disco.
filmed in Bay Ridge, so my dad's like, you gotta see it. Like,
Oh, that's what Hillary was saying. She was like, you gotta go do the disco because you're from Bay Ridge. Or something
oh yeah,
like
something like that. Who's the person what's the show that you said that you look like a guy from?
All American, the quarterback.
Something like that. I don't know.
I
I've
think
never
it's
seen the
All
show.
American.
So funny though. You were like, yeah, but I don't think I look like him. We all clocked it immediately. We were like, this one?
Oh, so that means I do resemble him.
Yeah, because we immediately were like, you mean this guy?
When multiple people say that I might look like somebody, I'm like, all right, I'm willing to accept that because nobody looks like me. So if it's like one random person, like, there's obviously a commonality there.
I never really get told that I look like people.
I think on the internet, people are really good at like finding some obscure celebrity, especially with women. It'll be like, you look like this 2000s woman in this, and it's like, shit, she does.
You're right. Got it.
Yeah.
But no.
They'd probably be like some name that you might have heard but like don't know a face to it, you should try it on Reddit. The doppelganger.
Oh, I should post a picture of myself on Reddit?
Yeah, why not?
Because I don't want people on Reddit to have my photo.
No, I don't care.
Yeah, because you're a man. I feel like all of a sudden my photo will be like on an incel forum or some shit like that.
Yeah, you don't think like dudes are jerking off to guys photos online? Cause
oh no, I don't mean by jerking off. I think like incels like will post photos of women and be like, this fucking bitch like thinks she's so much better.
Yeah, maybe. But then they're also like with anybody kind of like trashing. Yeah. Reddit is just like you're gonna get fucked with and people are gonna do whatever the fuck they want. I just really don't.
So did you post your photo on doppelgangers on Reddit?
I've posted all over Reddit. Yeah, I'm very public.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I did post on doppelgangers. People said Drake. People said that one was. I'm like, yo, that one is fucked up. That one is fucked up. I'm like, yo, that's wild. Like, deadass, don't ever say that again.
You look like Aubrey Graham, like in Degrassi.
Yo, Aubrey Graham. That is crazy. I'm like, yo, don't say that again. I got Kyrie Irving. I got the quarterback guy.
Okay.
And then just like other random people. And there's an actor that I'm like, he does kind of look like me. He's also from New York, so it's probably just kind of like that vibe. But none of them remotely look like me. So I'm like, this goes to show that there's not really one. But that guy from that show, I'm like, I see when people resemble me, but you know, they don't really look like me. They can't. Sometimes I see people in the street that I'm like, you look a lot like me. And I'm like, that's crazy.
Someone, I can't even remember who it was, but someone sent me a photo of a girl one time and I thought it was me for a second. I was like, oh, and they were like, you kind of look like this girl. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess I see it a little bit, when I fully thought that they had just sent me a photo of myself for a second.
But what you answered was like, oh, I guess I see it. Yeah,
because I was like, didn't want to admit that I saw it too, but I was like, because it just like freaked me out. Mostly just like random people, but I make fun of my boyfriend because he'll be like, she reminds me of you. And I'm like, that is just like another white woman with like curly hair.
I used to do that a lot. In a previous relationship. And I wouldn't do that again necessarily. But I would say like, she reminds me of you. I wouldn't say like, oh, you look like her. She looks like you.
Yeah.
It would be the reminding thing. And this girl was partially white. So it would be like, oh, it's because she's white and has like blonde hair or like brown hair or whatever it is at the time. And I'm like, well, when you say it that way, yes. And probably to a certain degree, I am being racist. But
no, you're not being racist.
It's like you do remind me of this person because they're doing something and they are white. Yes.
Yeah, sure. I've gotten the girl from 13 Reasons Why before. Have you seen that show? No. Okay, well, she kills herself in it, so I guess it's like not really something that you want to be. Spoiler alert! It starts, I think, in the beginning. I read the book. My boyfriend has said Topanga when I have dark hair.
Oh, from Boy Meets World.
I guess so. I watched maybe a couple episodes of that as a kid.
I understand what he's saying.
Yeah, just I've gotten Topanga, not just from him though, from other people, and then my boyfriend has said Kat Dennings, which is he's full of shit for that.
That makes the most sense because you also kind of sound like her.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't think I've heard her voice in a very long time because I don't think I've seen her in a show.
You sound a lot like her.
Oh. It's also probably the cursing that does it too. I feel like she's very brash.
Yeah. Her character is just kind of like the flippant cool girl that's like thorny.
Oh yes, that's me, the flippant cool girl.
Lines.
No, I don't think I've ever been described as like flippant and cool ever. I feel like
maybe not.
No, never. Not once. I feel like I've been always very much categorized as like.
But girls like that also don't really necessarily exist. They're always like written by men. Like these characters are kind of like.
Yeah, because are you talking about in Two Broke Girls where she's like, yeah, whatever, like.
Yeah, well, just her character and pretty much everything I've seen. That style of character.
Yeah, like the girl that doesn't like have any qualms.
That's like a stereotype. Yeah, exactly. The cool girl. I think it might be literally called that. Like.
Oh yeah, cool have you seen Gone Girl? That's one of my favorite movies.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, she talks about the cool girl.
Right, or that little monologue. That was a very timely movie. Like looking back, I was like, what the hell is that?
That casting of Ben Affleck was perfect because I was like, if anyone could be hated that much, it's definitely Ben fucking Affleck.
I know, and it like especially that time, it was like, fuck this guy, like he's so past due. I mean, now it's like it's okay. He's like, he's making his
He speaks better Spanish than J-Lo.
He's making his rounds. Yeah, round 2 with J-Lo. Are they still together?
I don't know. I really want to believe that him and Matt Damon have something.
I could see that.
Because every time that they see each other, I'm like, oh, it could
Matt
mean nothing.
Damon's like the voice of reason. He's like, you're late again.
Yeah, they're just like, you know.
You wouldn't be out this late.
Yeah, you told me you wouldn't be out this late. He's like upset. Like,
Matt, I need my own space. God.
That's a great Ben Affleck impression. Maybe you should go into acting.
He's like...
Oh, you've seen that picture of him smoking cigarettes?
Yeah.
That would be me too, though, if like paparazzi was following me around all the time.
Is that what it was?
I mean, I can only assume that, or he got into a huge fucking argument with J-Lo.
Oh yeah, she'd make you go through a pack a day.
What, doesn't she have that that interview where she's like basically pretending that she used to go to her corner store, and she's like,
oh yeah, I don't know.
And you have to get an orange drink if you know, or something like that.
She's just she was like, I go to the bodega or whatever the fuck she said. I hate when people say bodega. Unless it's a bodega, like an actual bodega.
I call it a corner store.
I just say the deli.
Yeah, the deli, but
Or the store.
But some of them don't have delis anymore. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not delis really at all. They're just stores that have food. But a bodega is like a very specific.
Yeah, specific brand. Or it's like someone was like, oh, you don't call the guy behind the counter Ak, and I was like,
bro,
I was like,
up. That shit is so corny.
I was like, why would I do that? I was like, this man is not.
All of these New York things that became mainstream, like
because of TikTok.
Bro, I'm just done. Like, even when I say certain slang, I'm like, oh, yo, the way you just looked at me is as if you're trying to see whether or not I'm a New Yorker, or like that I'm like cool or whatever. And I'm like, bro, I should have just not said anything.
It's just, I feel like people are constantly trying to prove themselves, and I'm like, I don't really feel the need to do that. I call the guys that work at my corner store by their name because I know them, because I live in the neighborhood.
75% of people in my life are bro. 75% of people in my life.
Just bro.
They're just bro. Probably like 85%. And I need to get better at that. I got to use people's names a little
I'm
more.
trying to think of what I say. I use girl a lot for everyone. Girl.
Yeah, I don't love that one.
Okay, well.
I got to get better at bro.
Why? I don't think I say dude a lot. I say man a lot. I go, I don't know, man.
I think bro is impersonal now, whereas before it was endearing. Now it's just kind of like a neutral way to like
address it someone.
Refer to someone. Yeah. And I use it when I don't know someone's name. And I'm like,
I do that with older women. They love when I say like, if I'm like, fuck, I should know her name, but I don't. And they're like over 40. I'll usually say like, hey lady, how's it going? Like, cause it seems like really endearing and sweet. But in reality, I'm like, oh fuck, I don't know their name.
Yeah. I'll say Miss Ma'am or something like that.
Miss Ma'am.
Yeah. Cause then it's just being funny.
Oh my gosh. I've started calling like some older women like Miss and their first name, which I think is sweet too. Trying to think. I use man a lot. I don't really use bro or dude. Like, no reason to.
I've been using dudes more recently.
Unfortunately, because I was raised by my dad, I do sometimes say boss to people.
Hey, yes sir.
I feel like, what's a good boss? And I'm like, oh my God, I feel like my dad.
I use boss as a neutralizing term.
Yeah, because it's not something you would say to someone who's like actually like more powerful than you.
Some people do that, and it's like,
no.
Bless you.
No, it's like a general term for people.
I say that when somebody really needs their ego stroked, or like I need something from
you got
them.
it, boss. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I don't want to deal with you, and I'm trying to like make sure that you get out of my way. So it's like, hey boss, this,
hey boss, hand me that really quick, and that way they just like do it.
Yeah, and you like pat them on the back.
Yeah.
It's like, my God, I gotta placate you.
Yeah, no, I don't really have any. My friends say I always come with like an idiom, like a turn of phrase, but I think that's just because of my dad. Like,
yeah, even turn of phrase is an idiom.
You got me there.
Yeah, no, you used a few of them before. I like them. I want to use them more.
I just because I heard them growing up, and I always asked I was really curious, so I always asked my parents what things meant, and then I was like, cool, that's in my vocabulary now. Like living rent free in someone's head, used constantly in my household, because my dad.
Like even when you were younger.
Not me saying it, like my dad saying it to me. He'd be like, you let people live rent free in your head.
Like when you were younger?
Yeah.
Interesting. I thought that was a new online thing. I never really.
No,
I did hear it.
My dad said it a lot. My dad says a lot of like, quick
he's
little
like
things.
Brooklyn guy.
Yeah. Wise old man. Like,
yeah, my dad's a little bit like that too, but I think my parents, and I think New Yorkers in general, unless they're like these older school kind of guys, and it's really like the Irish Italian communities use that more. New Yorkers in general just kind of like speak and use any word and like any language to cover any subject without using something that's like pre-established, like idioms and like sayings and phrases and a lot of slang.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I want to do that a little less. Like, I can fucking talk, but I would like to be a little more poetic with my language. Like, even when I write, like, I know these idioms and I know what they mean. I would just never think to use them, but they are colorful and entertaining and they work really well.
Yeah.
But New Yorkers, we kind of just talk. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a lot of slang, which is not, it's also not great.
I don't mind slang.
Yeah.
I try not to like police the way people talk. Like if you get the point across, you get the point across. That's how I feel about that.
Yeah. Gen Z kids use a lot of slang now, like the transplants, like suburban kids. Like, they'll use a lot of slang that's like
what?
black slang or
like the AAVE,
slang.
yeah.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. Like that.
And they'll be like, it's TikTok slang, and I'm like, ugh.
Oof.
I'm like, no,
That's just bad.
It's not. It's honestly, it makes me like recoil. Like when I hear grown up white people being like, BFFR, like be fucking for real.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff, like, bro said this. You ever see that? Like,
they'll
use bro
they
as,
restate like what you just said to make fun of you. They're like, bro
but
said.
They'll say bro said. And
Yeah.
I'm like, where the fuck is this bro said coming from? Because that's not a thing people say. What they're saying is, nigga said this. That's what black people say. We say, nigga said we going to the park. Like, it's just reiterating it and saying like, we're not doing that. Or like, that's a stupid thing you said. But nobody ever said, or like in New York, we might say son said this. It's never been bro said X. That started on the internet because white kids, they're not gonna say nigga, so they're gonna say bro. But it's deliberately co-opted AAVE, like so deliberate that it's like, it's so common.
It's like when white people started saying like child, and I'm like,
that is crazy.
I'm like, that's literally insane.
Like the words themselves, but then like the pattern of speech and like that whole grammar thing.
It sounds so forced and strange because it is like it's like all like a persona. It's like
that's just wild, bro.
They I forget who coined the term, but someone used to call it like online blackface. Like they used to call it digital blackface.
Yeah.
That I
do it in person too, though.
Yeah, and it's
a lot of these,
it literally like it makes me like be like, ugh, like I don't really want to talk to you anymore because you're just parroting shit now.
You ever seen Everybody Hates Chris?
Yeah, I love that show.
You know the teacher, Miss Morello?
Yes.
She always speaks to Chris. She's like, you and your brothers are gonna go back to the hood. Like,
it's like that Boondocks episode.
Yeah. That's like the old way of doing it, which is like placating, which is like, that's annoying, and it's like, you don't have to do that.
And like,
but they speak like that in general now. Like they speak like that to everybody, so they just took it from black people.
Yeah.
Like that shit's too much. And these younger Gen Z kids, a lot of them aren't forcing it. A lot of them do speak that way, like without forcing it, because they grew up with the internet. They grew up with other people like kind of letting them speak that way. I'm talking about kids like 15, 16, 17, 18.
Well, we both have like younger like members of our family who are like on TikTok.
I'm also around a lot of younger kids. I play sports. I'm just like, you know.
You're outside.
Yeah, exactly. And I hear these kids, the way they speak, the way they'll speak to me, to other black people, they'll speak the same way. And sometimes it feels, you know, like it's okay. It's not too much. But most of the time, it's like, I notice what you're doing, but you're not really trying to do it. So what am I going to point it out? Or like, what the hell am I going to do? Like some people, they dead ass sound like that. I'm like, yo, you speak like how we speak, but you're dead ass white, like white as fuck. But you're from New York, or like you're Gen Z, and like all your friends speak like that. It's just so far gone. Like, the fuck are you going to do?
I personally wish that I could like co-opt how like I hear Italian women from like the 80s talking. I fucking love the way that they sound. I love like the hard vowels that they hit. I think it's like so
people,
intense.
People try to do that online now, like when they're making New Yorker commentary. I'm like, stop doing that.
Stop. Because no one talks like that anymore.
Yeah, nobody under 30 or under 40.
No. It's like all people like my dad's age, like 60-year-olds, like Italian women you'll hear.
That's only them.
And it sounds like very natural because it is, but like you'll hear like younger women trying to put it on and I'm like, you're not fooling anybody. Like the only people that sound like that are like my cousins who are like from the middle of Staten Island and they just have like a Staten Island accent.
Island nowadays, they're not part of this conversation. You go to Staten Island, they speak like that. Like they dead ass speak like that.
We always have to include Staten Island in our conversations about New York City.
Staten Island is exception to every rule about New York City, bro. I don't know what the hell. It's the garbage, I think. That
oh, stop.
With the breathing and the
they have
toxins.
Beautiful parks. They're the borough of parks.
I was just asking the other day if there's beaches in Staten Island.
There's like Midland Beach and there's like a beach on the South Shore, I think. They're not like great beaches, but there's like ones you can go like
fucking rocky ass ocean.
Kayaking, canoeing you can do there. Like you can go on a boat.
The Atlantic it's pretty crazy.
It's cold. I grew up on the Gulf of Mexico and that's like bath water.
Yeah, I was in the Atlantic Ocean today and it was very strong.
Like cold or like strong as in like
cold.
the current?
The current, I was like...
Yeah, you'll get swept away. Do you know what to do if you get swept up by a rip current?
I was too hot to remember which direction you swim in, but I knew it was the one that I wasn't doing.
Parallel to the shore.
Oh, I was doing that, but I just kept going down. I'm like, wait, this can't be it.
That's because you can't... Can you swim?
Yeah, I can swim, but like that shit was strong.
Oh.
I'm not like a swimmer. Like I was never a competitive swimmer.
Yeah.
But I know how to swim and I can like I can hold my own. But that shit was just powerful.
So did you grow up like? Did you ever go to like classes for swimming? Because in Florida, that's huge.
I did. My elementary school had a little bit of that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow.
My after school.
Okay.
Had a program for it. Swim gym. It was called.
Aw.
It was like in a little hotel. And there was a manatee on the little t-shirt.
Oh my god, I love manatees.
It's cute.
I love manatees so much. But in Florida, it's huge because a lot of people see having pools as like a very like wealthy thing, but in Florida they're so common.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking Florida. It's
easier to maintain too because of the weather.
Easier to maintain. You can have it year round. So it's like not something like you're investing in for only like 3 months of the year. You're getting to use it 24/7. But because they're so common, my parents were like, we have to teach our kids how to swim. So like by the time that I was like able to like walk, I was like in swim classes, like
that makes sense.
Mommy and me swim classes, or my grandfather. By the time I was talking, I was floating because my grandfather was like,
"You're in Florida, like you should be swimming."
Yeah,
like, a lot.
You should be swimming. You also need to like have safety like around pools because there are so many like deaths that happen because people aren't like, teaching their kid to float, or they themselves don't know how.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, most people that I know, like most people in my New York foundational circle, do not know how to swim or swim well. Yeah,
that sucks.
I was very fortunate because of that one.
You got to take them to Far Rockaway and have them take have them take swim lessons with Laura Bea. They're like a Black, Indigenous, like people of color, like collective focused on like surfing and water safety and swim lessons, and they teach like the whole community. They're awesome.
Yeah, because these white lifeguards, I don't feel safe with them. It's like they're not gonna come for me. They're not gonna save us.
Does New York have lifeguards at the beach?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, last time I was there, I didn't see any.
Well, I mean, there is a lot of shoreline that doesn't have lifeguards in it. There's a lot of shoreline in New York. I mean, it's mostly islands.
But then what's the point of having a lifeguard if there's only one for every like 1 mile?
Because there are places where they recommend you go, or there are places that you're allowed to go, where the trains are there.
What's the best beach in New York?
Jones Beach.
Yeah, agreed.
No doubt.
I love Jones Beach. Have you been to
Long Beach is cool too.
Have you been to the concerts that they have over at the stadium there?
I went to a Anderson .Paak concert at Jones Beach.
Oh, sick. I went to a Third Eye Blind concert there.
What is that, like rock?
You never heard Third Eye Blind? The Wish You Would Step Back from That Ledge, my friend?
That's a long title.
No, that's not. That's like a lyric to the song.
Oh, no.
Oh. They're like a 90s like band. Yeah, they're like rock.
Yeah, I don't know any bands. I know Green Day. I liked Green Day a lot. I still like Green Day.
I love Green Day.
And that's about it. I like 3 songs from the Smiths that I found when I was trying to look into the like more white music. I found the Smiths.
What
I was like, these are good.
Can I hear like your perspective of like what you think white music is?
Music made by white people.
Oh, okay. I mean, like, do you have...
People used to say that. They're like, what do you mean black music? Nigga, hip-hop and jazz and soul and funk. Like, disco.
Disco. Ugh, I love disco.
Like, music made by black people. Not necessarily for black people, but made by them. I was walking on the beach today. It's kind of a trippy moment. it was like the music that was like from my area, which was like they were playing like hip hop and shit like that. Then it was like Bad Bunny and like Puerto Rican or whatever, like reggaeton or whatever. And then the white girls, like transplant white girls, they're playing like I don't know, like pop music or something like. It sounded like Taylor Swift. I knew it wasn't her, but
something similar.
Something
Sabrina
similar.
Carpenter, you know,
probably something like that. And then like all these different, and then this Caribbean guy listening to reggae, and I was like, damn, you do listen to the music of what you are, like what you're about, where you come from, and that sort of thing. Most people do.
I've been listening to a lot of bossa nova recently. I have no idea why.
Oh, that's become popular. My cousin listens to that. It's like a personality thing.
60s like old bossa nova. It's a personality
Yeah, that's what
thing.
he likes. Yeah, and if you meet him, he's a bossa nova type of dude. Like he's like, I don't know how you would describe him. Maybe bohemian is the word.
I listen to a lot. I've been listening to a lot of folk music. Summer makes me listen to folk music a lot.
Like Bob Dylan?
Like Bob Dylan, like stuff from the 50s and 60s.
I feel like Bob Dylan
like psychedelic stuff.
Like speaks.
Oh, the time. Right? Yeah, he's like, oh, the time. Like that's how he sounds.
Like he's just speaking. I don't really know if I've ever really heard a Bob Dylan song, but I feel like he's
You
just
definitely
like,
have. It's all
and
over
then I
now,
said
Baby
this,
Blue.
My friend, and then I told you.
Yeah, it's
that
all
this
like
is
in his
going
nose.
on.
He's like, it's all like right here. I love Bob Dylan, but he's great. It's all over now. Baby Blue is a wonderful song.
Music is a lot about feeling, and these things don't make me feel anything.
I feel like I can listen to and feel something from almost any type of genre of music.
The music can physically make me feel something, but on a deeper level, on an emotional level.
Are you a dancer? Do you dance?
Yeah.
Okay, so like if you go out, like you're gonna be dancing.
It depends. It's not like a uniform thing, but if I want to, yeah.
Okay.
And if the music is good, yeah. If it's actual good music, like I will want to dance.
Like, are you talking about like you want them to just play shit like off of a playlist, or do you want like a DJ to be like?
If the DJ is good, I'd prefer that. And if their choices are like of the vibe, like if you're a good DJ, it's because you can read the vibe and like play whatever goes. Most of these motherfuckers just play whatever the fuck is popular.
Yeah.
It's very obvious. They don't know how to read a room or like feel vibes and shit like that. And they don't know that much music. I like music that is, like I said, mostly black music. And it makes you dance, it makes you move. It has feeling and soul and this sort of like pick me up. I'll be in a vibe of like that type of music, and then they'll put on Bad Bunny or something like that. And I'm like, all right. Like the beat, like I could move and dance to it, but it's like I don't want to. Like I don't feel that. You know what I mean? Like a lot of it just feels kind of performative. I mean, it literally is.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't feel the same. I am very bigoted in that way.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I grew up in going to clubs in Florida, and that's like it's like a huge mix of music. Like you get like Latin, Caribbean, like reggaeton, but you also have like hip hop and
I love
Afro
Caribbean
beats
music, like
and
dancehall, Afro beats.
Yeah, dancehall is huge.
I love house music.
I like house music too. Not into like going to an EDM festival at all.
When I say house music, I mean like 80s.
Yeah, like
90s,
like synths
Detroit.
and shit. Or no? Are we thinking about different stuff?
I mean like classic house music. Like the original house music, which is like from Detroit, DC, New York in the 80s, 90s.
Okay.
You would know it if you heard it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's usually just like a certain drum pattern.
Yes. Okay.
And then it'll be like a woman singing on it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you know it. Or like a lot of gay club music from the 90s. Like that's
love.
Built on foundational house music.
Yeah. I can usually dance to anything at the club. Happy to. Love
you
going
to
out.
the club a lot?
Recently, actually, yeah.
Really? Where?
Yeah.
Where do you go?
So I recently went to Deluxe Flux. It's like underneath Webster Hall.
Oh, really?
They had a great DJ, like fabulous. Like, and
Really?
yeah, and the club was great. Like
Webster Hall, that's wild.
underneath it. So like you go down into the basement, and
I didn't even know that was a thing.
it's like it's very like neon though, but so much fun. I hadn't been out in like a year. And so my friends were like, "Can we go home?" And I was like, "Nope." It's like we're staying until the clubs close. So that's what we did.
That's right across from Little Sister, which is like it's like a club. It's like
Is it across the street from Little Sister?
Yeah.
11th Street? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that's like the new version of the clubs and stuff like that, which has just become like an industry of itself.
Dude, I used to go to clubs in college, like with our fakes and shit, and I would get so exhausted because I'd be like ready to go out and dance, and everyone would be sitting at the tables. And I was just like,
they're not trying to dance and stuff?
No, they're not trying to dance at all. They're just trying to drink. And I was like,
yeah.
I thought clubbing would be a lot more like fun. But now it can be whatever I want because I don't give a shit. So I'm just going to go there and dance.
Yeah, if there's good music, I'm dancing. Like I'm really loving it. If the DJ is awesome, like I'll have no choice but to like
to groove a little.
Like I'll be taken by the flow, like for real. If it's a nice DJ, and that happens every so often. But if it's not,
well, where do you go out dancing? Like, where do you recommend to all your listeners?
Where do I recommend, or where do I go? This is very different. I don't recommend things unless it's like very curtailed.
Okay, fine. Where do you go?
I mean, I go to various clubs and like.
Wow, you gatekeep? That's crazy.
These things are intrinsically gatekept, though.
Sure. I'm just trying to ask you where the fuck you go.
It's okay. So like, I just don't like naming. I don't want to name them. Like
you asked me and I named it
because I know you don't go to clubs like these shits, and I don't necessarily even love clubbing because it's like, all right, this is why I'm doing that. It's not because I'm gatekeeping. Like I don't want people to go there. They can't get in. I only get in because I know people who like can get me in, and that's not cool. It's whack. Even when I do, I'm like, fuck, bro. Like I gotta fucking kiss this guy's ass just to be like, oh hey, here's my ID, bro. Like these bouncers and shit like that. The whole nightlife thing is so skewed that it's like to get into a really good place, which some of these places are, they have good DJs, you have to be well connected or you have to pay for a fucking ticket. Whereas this place that you mentioned is definitely not a place like that, but it's also good.
Yeah.
I would recommend they go to where you said. I wouldn't recommend Little Sister or like Paul's Baby Grand or something like that. Yeah. They have cool things, but it's like, I wouldn't tell people to go. You just can't do that. My rule of thumb is if I have to wait in a line, I'm not going. Oh, the line is the bare minimum. I'm not fucking doing it. If you're not paying like $500 plus like $1,000 bar tab. This woman one time told me she was like $5,000 for a section for you and one other person. If it's 3 people, it's like $7,500. It's like, that is why this whole shit is fucked up. That's bullshit. Yeah. That's insane. Yeah, and so like the whole clubbing thing is really messed up. There are like a Cafe Ezruli, however the fuck you say that in Brooklyn. That's like a cool spot. There's cool spots in Brooklyn. Those are cool, but I don't really go there that often to like say that. I follow DJs around sometimes, like my friends are good DJs and stuff like that. But there's no consistent place, and that's the problem. You should try Gabriella's in Williamsburg. Eli Escobar's club. He's a pretty good DJ. I like him a lot. Thursday nights are free, so you just walk in. Yeah, that's how it should be. Yeah. It's like you walk in for free. You don't feel intimidation. There's no friction. The dance floor is literally dark. It's amazing. You just like walk in and you can just like dance however you want. That's cool. Yeah, but the clubs now are all performative and influencer driven and nightmare and racist. Like very, very discriminatory. Also, can we talk about the fucking dress codes that they have? I remember one time I got brought into a place, I was probably like 19, underage, got brought into a club. I was wearing a nice shoe that wasn't like a stiletto. Oh, yeah. And oh my God, next time, please wear a stiletto. And I was like, you don't have to worry, there won't be a fucking next time because I don't want to party with a bunch of old dudes when I'm 19 anyways. These are private enterprises that are just doing things on like their terms because they can. So it's going to become like this, but now it's become such a profitable industry that we see it, like turn into this mess. Also, we're at like 3 hours. Yeah, I know. I was gonna like try and time the jump. But okay. That's 3 hours that I could spend on election day. Right, election day. The all important. We know how important that is in voting. We both know how important voting is. We sure do.